What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title we about to get into. But before we get into that, do me a favor, hit that like, and if you're new, hit that subscribe. It's free to you, but it mean the world to me. And with that being said, let me get it to the chat. Let me get it to the chat. Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. What up, though, Dee Dee? Appreciate you, sis. My brother, what up, Nine? My brother, Bron. What it do with the businesses, fam? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm just trying. I feel that. I feel that. Hey man, yeah, we got a good topic. This is like a part two. I got to go back and redo the title. But we talked about delusion earlier this month. And we're gonna talk about it again. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I said in that first video. That's one of the rare videos I didn't go back and watch. Um, but I want to finish breaking delusion down because this is one of them concepts that people always look at the um let's just say they look at the deep end of it, right? But they don't pay attention to the shallow aspect of it. And delusion affects people on a greater scale more shallowly than it do on a deeper end because on a deep end you can technically see like, okay, that's batshit crazy. But delusion itself, people have shallow delusion. But those shallow delusions actually hinder and affect you in life more effectively than the deep end delusions because they so shallow that you continuously repeat it, not thinking you're doing something wrong, right? You continuously perceive something the wrong way, you keep getting wrong results, and you think it's the situation or the condition when it's really you. So that's what shallow delusions, for a better term. Uh, that's how I'm gonna separate the two. And when we talk about deep delusions, now we talking about like a mental health disorder, right? So those are very noticeable, right? We can see when people have deep delusion, but it's the shallow delusion where even when we say when we use the term trauma bond, a lot of people think about what I'm saying. When people come together due to trauma, that's like two delusional people coming together. And trauma bonding, that I'm not saying all because there are some positive forms of trauma bonding, like AA meetings, right? Stuff like that when you're actually seeking a solution. So the same thing can be done for different reasons, right? Sometimes people trauma bond for positive aspects, for support or healing purposes. But then some people trauma bond to create more trauma. And so I'm talking about that aspect, right? When I talk about when people trauma bond and it's like two delusional people come together, because a lot of times, like I said, it don't be the situation or the circumstance, it don't be the other person, it be one's own personal belief, right? That's what delusion is. Delusion is simply uh, a belief someone holds on to, even though it's evidence to prove otherwise. Right? That's my best way to sum it up. But I'm gonna pull the definition up in a second. But that's what a delusion is. So the shallow delusion, most shallow delusions are held or adhered to by the mass majority of people. Like a delusion can be held by many people. A lot of people can have the same delusion, right? We're gonna break. I'm gonna be petty tonight, but we're gonna break that down, right? We're gonna break that down. How a lot of people can hold on to like say a social construct that's delusional, right? Because the delusion again is something someone believes. So to understand the why to actually create the solution to get to bypass or to fix or to heal from the delusion, you got to know the root of it. You got to know what a delusion is. So when you begin to break this down, let me pull up these definitions. Well, Files, what it do, what the business is, son. Appreciate you. Mr. 33 himself, my brother Nine, what it do? Mr. Gary Bussett, Mr. Gary Brown, I'm sorry. I had to leave the Bussett out of it. Mr. Gary Brown, the one and only, Mr. Gary Brown. Let me share my screen real quick. No, it's tripping. Oh man, I done did something wrong. I ain't get to the pulled up. Yeah, it's right there. Why can't I pull this up? That's crazy. Oh, here we go. All right, I found it. My bad. That's me tripping. I can't see. So when we Google delusion, right? A delusion is a firm, fixed belief held with absolute certain despite evidence to the contrary, right? Meaning, despite having evidence that the opposite of what you believe is factual, you still holding on to that belief is true, right? That's by definition delusion. Having evidence of something that's factual and you still holding on to the belief is true. Now, the key word in this definition is belief. And this is a word we talk about all the time. People have different meanings for it, right? People got different meanings for the word belief. But like I said, I want to get down to the root. I want to get down. Even when you listen to people's understanding of belief, I don't, is this showing on? I don't know what's showing on YouTube. Hey, in the building. Hey, each y'all. Hey, each y'all. What up, nine? That's my nine. That's my man. What up? Hey, each y'all. So even when we look up, can y'all see this, man? I wonder if I can make it bigger. I think that's the biggest I can make it. When we look up the term belief, this is, like I said, delusion. The key factor of delusion is holding on to something that ain't fucking true, right? That's the best way I can say it, the most impactful way I can say it. I had to use a cuss word. So emphasis. You're holding on to something that's not fucking factual, right? In fact, you have evidence that tells you this is not factual, but you still hold on to it. This is why people make excuses. This is why people make justification. This is why people make unintelligent assertions. This is why, right? Hold on. Let me get back to it. I don't know how to get back to that. Okay, belief is a mental acceptance of something as true or real, even without full proof. Right? That's what a belief is. So to understand what delusional is you hold on to something that can't be proven. That's not only can't be proven, that but has been proven otherwise. So even certain concepts, right? And don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. We just go. We talking from an academic standpoint right now, right? So I don't want nobody to get in their feelings. You know, some conversations I have with people, what I do, I always ask people to remove the feelings and analyze and really analyze what I'm saying. If I'm wrong, tell me, and we'll talk about it, right? But religion, the whole key concept of religion, in fact, is belief. To believe in something that can't be proven, right? This is what I tell people. Now, by definition, by understanding, they don't tell you belief is an emotion. But if you observe belief, it's something you feel inside. It's something, it's a feeling. Belief is not rational. You can't, like, when you think about a belief, this is why a lot of times people get into echo chambers when they have beliefs. Because everyone in that echo chamber, everyone in that environment, they got the same belief. So it's nothing to make them think. There's nothing to generate. No one is questioning it, right? They just accepting things for what they are, even if they have evidence or proof otherwise. They're still accepting it, and they amongst a group of people. This is why I say people can have group delusions. So even when you think about religion, and I'm not just saying one religion, I'm talking about any religion that you can't explain. Listen to what I'm telling you. Any religion that you can't explain yourself, that's a belief. This is why when people say you have to believe in God, they emphasize believe in God. Why don't you hear people say, I got to know God? You know, the people who you hear say, I know God, they're more spiritual people. And I'm going to keep it real with you. Some spirituality, they've been watered down and tampered with, and the shit people practicing now is nothing but another belief because they don't even know what they're doing and how it affects them and what they get out of it. They don't know, but they believe if they keep doing it. So even the spirituality practitioners, people who practice religion, they know. They walk different, they talk different. People who practice religion, I know a lot of people who practice like Hebrewism. You don't see them trying to convince you of nothing. They too busy practicing because what they're doing, they have proof that it works through the results they receive in their life. It'd be the people who consistently trying to convince you are the ones that don't. They don't know. And you can tell because they get angry, mad, get violent over a belief that you won't accept. The actions tell the story. So when I'm around practitioners, I ask questions to see how what they doing benefits them, and they can show me in their life. This is how you ever met someone who say God changed their life, and when you say how, they tell you their story. They used to be on crack, they used to be on the corner getting pimped, and all of a sudden their whole behavior set change. You know how hard it is to change behavior. So when I see that, when a person has a past and their present is different and their future is even brighter, when they say they know God or how God affected them or how this religion helped them, I don't question it because they showed me. You can see it in their actions. See, a believer, they not, or even a non-believer, someone fixated on the concept of belief, even atheists, when they be like, show me, show me, show me. You be like, look at my life. I'm telling you, I have a connection with this higher being. And this is, if you look at my past and you now look at my present, oh, you just changed behavior. They try to use something. No, bro, I'm telling you what made me, what got me to that point is my knowing, not my belief, but my knowing. A lot of people pimp and hustle spirituality and religion. A lot of people pimp and hustle. And you know who they target? Delusional people. People fixated on belief. This is why I tell people belief is supposed to be used as a process. It's like a hypothesis in science. This is something I'm accepting until I have further proof. And if I never get proof that it's factual, then I can't accept it as factual. But the reason I accept it as factual at the beginning is to go seek the proof. That's the motivation, the belief in something. I didn't believe in a lot of stuff until I've studied and seen otherwise, and then I see the facts now. Belief is not supposed to be lived. You're not supposed to live through belief. It's a process. A lot of people get stuck on process. That's like somebody going to school and just never graduating high school. Just to say fuck it, give up. Never graduated high school, dropped out at some point. Unless they self study, which I'm not saying they can't, I'm just using this as an analogy, right? Just using it as an analogy, right? Say they never self study, they stop studying, they never been interested in learning from the time they left school. That's where they're going to be stuck at, as far as having information or knowledge, where they stopped at. If they never progressed it themselves, that's the level they're on. That's like people who play high school baseball but never made it to the pros, right? You only have experience from that level. You only got experience from that level. So, my bad. Hold on, let me get back over to the main screen. So when we talk about delusion, okay, I just want to make sure ain't nobody talking. So when we talking about delusion, we talking about holding on to a false belief. But that be the thing too. When people have been, I'm using myself as an example. When you've been indoctrinated to believe something and never educated on how to properly define those beliefs or identify the facts or the real truth from that belief, then you get stuck on it. And it's something that you hold on to, and it's hard to let go. Just like you hear people and they be in relationship and they want to get out, but they done invested too much time into the relationship, so they just don't want to throw that away. So that's why they don't leave. Same thing with your belief. You done invested so much time in that belief that it's hard to leave. It's hard to leave. This is what helped you through some good times and some bad times. Holding on to this belief. And now you got to perceive the world differently because that's what beliefs do. It structures your perception on how you think and how you feel about things, depending on what belief you have. If you have a belief that all white people are superior to black people, your actions will dictate that. You will begin to do things that shows that belief, that manifests that belief into reality. That's what happens with our belief. This is why it's so easy to manipulate people. Because people get stuck on shit on the belief aspect because it feels good. And a lot of times it becomes more detrimental when you get around people who got those same grandeur delusions. They still got all y'all got this crazy ass delusional belief or something. And people begin to you act on belief. Your belief structures your perception, the way you perceive things, the way you interact with things, the way you respond to things, the way that's what belief does. Belief, like I said, is an emotion. Belief is an emotion. And treat it like one. Even if I mean, if you say it's not, treat it like belief like an emotion. Now, watch how I'm about to explain this because what do we say emotions do? It clouds or overrides logic. When we are in emotional states, we do not fucking think. We don't. If you don't have EQ, if you don't have a certain level of emotional regulation, you will be triggered. That's any and everybody. You can have a high EQ and be having a bad day, and you will get triggered from your emotions by the way you feel. That's everybody, anybody. That's potential. You know, you can be good 364 days, And that 365 day, you might just, get triggered. That's just how it is, right? When you trigger, you react. You don't think. When it comes to beliefs, people react. They don't think because it's an emotion. It clouds any logical concept of thinking, rational thinking, logical thinking, whatever way you want to think. Emotions override that shit. Emotions override that shit. Not too long ago. I'm telling you, that's how I beat. Like, Mo, what up, sis? My bad, I didn't see you. I ain't looking at my phone right now. I'm stuck on the vertical stream on my phone. I can't see that shit anyway. So my eyes ain't working right today. My eyes like a '67 Chevy, man. You got that carburetor, you gotta let it warm up. The mud don't turn over the first couple times. That's how my eyes be. I gotta let them warm up. And I've been chilling all day, man. But yeah, that's what happened. People get into these groups of delusional thinking, the echo chambers, and they begin to act on it. That'd be the dangerous part, right? When people start acting on their delusion, which is go happen eventually. Eventually, it's go happen. You know, whatever a person believes in, that's how they perceive life, and that's why I say actions always tell the story. I don't. People can say whatever they want to say. Words. A clever, manipulated person understands the impact of words, right? And they tried to convince you. Remember I told you that's my whole saying, bro. They done told y'all left. I'm just trying to tell y'all right. And Gary said it's one of the biggest lies they ever told me. Sticks and stones may hurt your bones, but words will never hurt you. You know why they said that? Because if you knew the impact words have on you, they couldn't manipulate you. They couldn't control you. Why you think they took shackles and chains and shit off? They did stop doing all that crazy shit. They got more sophisticated with it. That's it. They start under like it. Look at Project Paperclip, man. They've been studying mind control and people talk about MK. All this has been studied since ancient times, right? Our ancestors in Egypt understood um, the the vibration, right? If you look at all like melanated people, even like think about Barry White. Where the fuck did Barry White sing from? His fucking diaphragm. Why? Because when you push air up from your diaphragm, your vocal cords vibrate even more. Most people only speak from the neck up. Most people don't speak from that diaphragm. But then you see civilizations or races like Japanese people speak from their diaphragm up. They understand the importance of frequency. Like shit, if y'all want to play around and get into some shit, if y'all understood what the vowels truly were, like if you listen to like Hindu mantras, the vowel is always expressed. The beginning is the regulator to get you to the frequency, but the pitch, the actual vowel is what you hum, and it's A-I-O-U-Y. Even in the sacred mantras that you chant, all of them are vowels, bro. Vowels were the frequency of the divine. It was the divine frequency vowel. That's why most people didn't have them in their writing early until the Phoenicians came around. The Phoenicians gave you vowels. They made vowels. They closed vowels to everyone, but we have to play around with history. But if you see who the real Phoenicians, I'm talking about the articulate Phoenicians, the intelligent Phoenicians. They were escaped Egyptians, people who was running up when Rome came and took over and started. It was a bunch of Egyptians that escaped. Some of them turned into the Moors. A lot of them. This is where you get the Hermetics from. This is where you get the Cabal from. All the metaphysical aspects, those were Egyptian teachings. I don't care from what. If you talk about the Hermetics, if you talk about the Kabbalah, if you talk about what is it, the Sufi, all metaphysics came out of Egypt. All that shit came out of Egypt. and whatever civilization they went into, they had to teach it to them from that perspective, from the way they can understand it. So that's where you get the Hermetics. That's where you get the Cabal. That's where you get, because they had to explain their shit in a way that other people can pick it up. Like if you look at the Hebrew language itself, like our language is really watered down, right? It's really watered down. It's really to keep us, especially in English, like it's created to keep us. Uh, this is one of the chains. I say it like that. It's one of the mental chains of the language. Because even look at the Hebrew language. Now, the Hebrew language is created in characters. Like each symbol has the representation, has the meaning, and those symbols combined tells the story of what the person is trying to convey. That's how they used to fucking communicate. Very descriptive. It was more. I don't want to use the term poetic because when you say that, you think of like the Greek and shit like that. But it was more uh, expressive, more detailed, more defined. Even look at the hieroglyphs, the meaning of the symbols. Like we went from symbols to letters. We went from symbols to characters that explain symbols to letters. Letters don't do shit. Letters don't do shit. But they say these people was primitive. It's like, all right, don't get mad, but it's like that's why shit has to like even when you think of like intellect is nothing but the ability to reason, problem solve, basically, right? That's how people gauge intellect in different areas, right? That's how intellect is gauged. So even in that aspect, that's still primitive shit. Like problem solving, okay, yeah. So what? Reasoning, yeah. So what? What about comprehension? Like actually comprehending, knowing the meaning of things. That don't nobody like in our society when we look at things, we want to know what it is. Don't nobody care why it exists. Don't nobody care. They only just start caring of why things exist because they start saying, "Oh, shit is connected. Bees are annoying. The motherfuckers sting you. That shit is annoying." But guess what? If you don't have bees, shit don't get pollinated. We have no fucking plant life. All the trees, all that shit will die if we don't have bees. So bees are essential to our ecosystem. These motherfuckers that went around and terminated, made shit extinct because they didn't understand or couldn't comprehend or couldn't control it. Or maybe it had some fur or something that it liked and it just mutilated the shit till there ain't no more. That's some sick shit. That's some diabolical shit, bro. To extinct that animal. My brother in the building, real as one. Let's act accordingly. What it do with the businesses, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But that's where our society is. No one gets that people just start understanding why. And the average person doesn't care. Don't even think about why things exist. Because if you begin to ask that question, you get the answer. You can't get any answer if you don't ask the question. So when you begin to ask why things exist, you begin to see why things exist. So like in Buddhism, it teaches you to exist, right? Buddhism doesn't worship any god. They don't look to God. Everything is self-reliant. It's your job. Like suffering is essential in Buddhism. Suffering is necessary because what comes out of suffering, understand it. So like suffering is necessary. The point is, the more you understand about suffering, the less you begin to suffer because you realize most of the shit we suffer from is because either we put ourselves in those positions to suffer or we allow others to put us in positions to suffer. That's it. That's it. The only reason you feel lost is because you valued something, right? Buddhism teaches you to let go, right? So if you most people don't know why things are highly valued. Did you know that I don't know, this might not be everybody, but for me, The older I got, the less materialistic I got. Like, as far as clothes and having all that, I didn't care about it no more. Where I used to have like custom Jordans, like custom. I go buy a Louis Vuitton purse and take it to the shop there, cut the purse up and put, I used to get custom made shoes and shit like that. I used to rock like Red Monkey and Viju and Ed Hart. I used to rock shit like that. Like I wasn't really rocking Guess or Rockaware. I used to rock some. I got some $800 pair of jeans downstairs. I wore 4 times. But the older I got, I started to realize, like, man, this shit. As soon as you get it, it depreciates. It ain't valuable no more. Look, the next season, something hotter will come out. So it's like what are you doing? Like, what am I doing? I'm trying to stay fly for what? Like, shit, this shit ain't got me lifting off the ground. I'm fly, but I'm not floating. Like, so what's the point? And then I began to realize I was stuck in the delusion of a social construct. If I couldn't be rich, at least I look rich. Oh shit, that was the delusion. Like if I put this stuff on there, I feel like money instead of going to get the money. Nah, I'd be like, shit, man, I'll go grab me some shit from fucking Myers or a t-shirt. I go to Kohl's and shop. I ain't paying more than $50, $60 for no, you give me a nice pair of gym shoes, I'll pay 100. I pay hundreds for my boots. I pay like 200 for a good pair of boots. I like good quality material shipments. So I get some quality shit. I pay some money for the quality of it because I know it is lasting longer, because it's good quality. But I'm not paying for no name. I'm not doing it. I'd rather put my own name on. Like I wear my own shit. Nobody got this. This is exclusive. I'd rather be that exclusive person. Now, but when I was young though, that's how I looked at it. I was stuck in that delusion. And this is a lot of times that delusion creates those narcissistic traits people develop through their delusion. Because you try to take that delusion away from them and see what happens. Try to take it away from them and see what happens. And the whole point is to get other people to buy into it, to make it true. Because remember, delusions are built off belief, not fact. Delusions are not built off fact. People are not delusional off of fact. They're delusional off of belief. People associate belief with truth. No, it's the acceptance. That's the key word. In the definition of belief, the key word is acceptance. What people do is accept it as true without it being proven. That's what a belief is. That's why when I talk about the religions, a key component in religion is belief. But to make belief work, you need faith. Faith is the total acceptance of something without proof. That's like doubling down, right? That's what it do. Instead of looking for the proof, replace the evidence with faith. And that's what it is. That's what faith is. It's the replacement of factual evidence. By definition. By definition. But you have to know how this shit works, man. And you can spot this in other people. And like I said, you have shallow delusions where a lot of times they go undetectable because it's social constructs that generally we all accept. That we all accept. That's like when you and like I said, we talking from an academic standpoint right now. So I don't want nobody to feel no type of way about nothing I say. But when we talk about religion, right? And you tell someone, well, you're supposed to keep the Sabbath holy, the Sabbath, and then they say, no, it's okay. It's okay to go because Jesus came and said, no, but that's in the Ten Commandments. That's one of the ones you can't break no matter what. Or when you show them something, even when you show them in their own book something like I give you an example. Like people say Lucifer is the devil, right? In the King James version of the Bible, you only find Lucifer talked about one time, and in that context, he's not even talking about the devil. He's talking about the king in the King James Bible. So when they say Lucifer, the morning star who had fell from heaven, he wasn't talking about Satan. He was referencing the king whose kingdom who was fell. He was ordained from the heaven, but his kingdom fell. But people, when they hear that, they be like, "Oh, this is when Lucifer was in the no morning star." I was talking about the king. It wasn't talking about Satan. It wasn't talking about the devil. But that's the common misconception that most people believe, and people will battle you over that, even if you show them. Well, that's not what that meant. That's not how that was interpreted. Like, yes, it is, bro. A scholar saying that. You just don't know that because you went to church and your pastor told you about this and you didn't read it yourself. That's why usually when people read Bibles, bro, they don't read you the full context of what something is saying. They find something and say it, but it's out of context. Most of the time when people quote Bible verses, it's out of context. So to even get into the context, you got to go two. They always say this, like when I was in school, they say go three up and three down. And that's where you begin. But you might have to go up higher than that before the verse. So you go three verses up or three verses and three verses down to understand the context. But you still might have to go further up and further down to fully grasp the concept of what or the concept or the context of what they're trying to convey to you. Because this is someone's perception. No matter what book you read, the Bible, the even the Vedas, all that shit is a perception of the writer. And you as the readers, is the goal is to comprehend or basic understand what the writer is trying to convey to you. It's just another form of language. Just like if we talking, y'all know what I'm trying to say to y'all in this video. You know what I'm trying to say? Check your shit. Make sure you ain't holding on to no goddamn beliefs that you can't prove. Because if you are, you probably you probably it's nine times out of ten it's holding you back. It's holding you back. It's preventing you from achieving uh, the maximum that you could possibly achieve. Believe it or not, a lot of people believe hinder their development of self-esteem because you put yourself in this box. You can only be what this box allows you to be, but you're really more than that. Box can even really contain. The only reason the box is containing you is because you allowed yourself to be in it. That's the only reason that box contains is you participating in the shit. Ain't nobody truly defined you. You define yourself. We all have the ability to write our own story. Some of us choose to, most of us don't. Most of us we rely on other people's structures that they created to benefit them because most I ain't gonna say use the term lazy, but I don't even think most people have the skills or the tools to truly identify or understand what they are or their true potential. Just to most people downplay themselves, bro. They limit themselves because those limitations are actually comfortable, man. They don't require much work, right? You put your shit on autopilot, bro. That's like most people want to be fit, but do you want to exercise? You get the exercise, that shit tired, your muscles start hurting. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do all this extra shit to recover. It take work to have those fit, nice muscles, but people see them. Now you got people just going to get surgery to get muscle. You see how crazy it is? How delusional motherfuckers are? You're going to get surgery to get big muscle. Men going to get surgery, BBLs to get muscles. That's how delusional people are. Like you see what plastic surgery do to women, and once that see, and this the thing though, women naturally create fat, but as they get older, their testosterone level rises. That's why like sometimes you see women get older, they start growing mustaches and shit. I'm just being real. Just being real. Um, but the same thing happened to men. Our estrogen levels rise. So now you you going to get a six pack and shit. And then 10 years later, you got a six pack sitting on a fat pack, sitting on top of it, sitting on top of it. You have a six pack sitting on top of fat. Shit look crazy, man. That shit look crazy. Spotted in the heartbeat. I'm telling you, man. Like the subtle or what I call surface delusion. Shit. I had to check myself, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to check myself, and I constantly do, because I need to know I ain't tripping, because a lot of people around me they be tripping, bro. I'll be like, okay, hold on, let me make sure. That's why, like, when I start grasping this concept, I couldn't get mad at racist people no more. I just truly understood how ignorant they are. I truly understood how ignorant racist people are. You know how stupid you have to be racist? Like to literally hate someone because of their skin color. Not because of their character, not because of their actions, but their skin color. Like you literally have to, and a lot of those people be miserable. A lot of those people miserable already. So it's like, I ain't gonna say I feel bad for them. It's just like, they like flies. That's all they really like. Most racist people don't have no power to produce racism. So it's like, why even care? Like most of them ignorant. Usually man, I ain't gonna talk about that, but yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just pure ignorance. They hate somebody because of their skin color. They hate somebody because of their gender. They hate somebody because they do what they do. I don't care about none of this. like, like we Tay went live the other night, right? And somebody came in there was like, said they was, gay. Do we mind? I'm like, oh, okay, you gay. Well, why would I care? Say, I'm not you. You not me. Shit. If you cool, you cool. I don't care what your sexual preference is. I don't care what you believe in. If you cool and respectful, then you cool and respectful. I ain't got to go to sleep with you. I ain't got to eat with you. I ain't got. So no, that none of that shit bothers me. Like when I be hearing people opinions, I'd be like, damn, they crazy as hell. But it don't like bother me. It just be like shit. If anything, like hope everything turn out right. I I be hearing some people. I'd be like, shit, that explains it all. You know, like shit, the way you perceive that. Honestly, I've been honest with you, man. The way you perceive things will dictate the results you get in life, because the way you look at stuff is how you go react or respond. That's how you're literally programmed. Your beliefs literally program. So in this situation, you will have this habit or this behavior will come out in this situation. So that dictates, right? So if your program is all fucked up, your life probably all fucked up 9 times out of 10. That's like, I heard this delusional ass woman the other day when she was talking about and I hate to give this dude credit, but he made sense. She was talking to that dude from Fresh and Fit, Myron, and she said that men shouldn't care about body count, right? If men care about body count, that says like they weak or they scared. Because he said, let me ask you a question. Would you like men to be tall? Yeah. Would you like men to be physically fit? Yeah. Would you like men to make more money than you? Yeah. Well, you're delusional. And she said, no, that's what men should do. And he said, so if you can expect all that from a man, why can't a man desire a woman with low body count? Like, is when you this this is um this is just to bring awareness. I really want y'all to think about this, right? So if I say me personally, right? If I say, oh, I think women with like if I say I wouldn't date a woman with a high body count, if that is a offensive to anyone. That shit is fucking crazy. That shit is crazy. My opinion or what I desire or what I would prefer should not matter to anyone. It shouldn't matter. I'm one person. First of all, I don't reflect the views and opinions of every male on this planet. It might be some men out there like, no, I want a woman with a high body count. I'm pretty sure it's men like that. I'm pretty sure it's somebody like I don't give a fuck about that shit. I heard men say they don't care, but I do, and that's my opinion, and that's what I desire. If that offends someone to the point where they're triggered, and then they start shamming down on me, and it's like that's your insecurity. Like when we was talking about defensive or being triggered. Most people get triggered because they're, well, in that case, your insecurity was triggered because you even think low about yourself. You even think low about yourself. But now you're triggered because I said it. Because if it didn't bother you, then it didn't bother you. When I was working at the hospital, this white woman, she was like, I ain't attracted to black men. And I was like, I feel you because I ain't attracted to white women. She was like, you racist. I'm like, fuck am I racist? You just say you ain't attracted to people that look like me. Shit, I thought we was in the same boat. But like, I thought, I mean, like that shit crazy. Because I'm not affected, but I would be annoyed. Did I take myself? Oh, I'm in the corner. I'm like, I ain't see my little icon. Like, check. Okay, we moved. But see, but like even in that case, hey, you know what I would do? I would be like, damn, why? I have to do like an introspection. Anytime someone says, because I ain't gonna lie, I do this. Like y'all, even if I had my camera on, you probably wouldn't notice it. But there's times where I'll be having a conversation with something and they say something and I feel a way about it, either positive or negative. Now listen to me. Even if I feel good about what people say about me, I'll always try to identify why. Why did I have an emotional attachment to that person's word? I need to know why. Because if you feel something from another person, that's it. That can is high potential you can be manipulated. There's a very high potential you could because that's an emotional shift from an outside source, right? That's an emotional shift from outside source. Anytime I feel some way about something that's happening outside of me, I have to know why. And it's a good thing to practice, right? On the good foot because if it's good, right? Say if you feel somebody said something and it made you feel good and you understand why that made you feel good, you can replicate that. I always tell you to care about how you feel. Like when I don't feel good, when I feel bad, when I'm upset and mad, I have to change. I don't like this feeling. I'm gonna change it. And a lot of times I do, I can change it is because I know how to change it. And I know how to change it is through experience. I go play with my kids, go pick up start tickling my kids, hearing them laugh and giggle. I go fuck with my wife. You know what I'm saying? She get to laughing and giggling. I go chill with my dog. Like, come on, let's go on a walk. Play with my dog. I do things. I take action when I don't feel good. I take action because I care about how I feel. But I also have the tools to change those feelings because I know when I feel bad, I don't think straight. And I may put myself in a position where I trick myself out of my position. So it's my responsibility, right? My response ain't nobody else's responsibility to maintenance and regulate my emotions is mine. So I choose to do so. So even if I feel some type of way about some outside source, good or bad, I always try to identify why. Oh, I put it in your it should be in your inbox. Hold on, I'll put it up here. I'll drop it. Hold on. Let me I put it in, oh I did put it in the chat. But I dropped it in your inbox. I DM'd you earlier before I even started the show. I DM'd you and Gary, I think. But let me pen this. Yeah, because I'm really done talking about it. I mean we can no, I can't even pin it on. Hold on, let me might have to put it on community. Yeah, I gotta put it on community wall anyway. And they won't let me get into it. Man, I should have did this before I started the show. Okay, here we go. I can turn it on. Listen for you in this one. So okay, that's okay. For you in this one. So, okay, that's and I'll put it on the say it to where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Say it to where's it at? Yeah, did I even share this out today? I want to see if I can um, um, where is it at? I guess the okay here. Oh, that's not it. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, I don't know how to get to it. Hmm. No, that's not. Um, okay, that's good. No, my bad if I just seen that comment. Oh, I just have to do it. Oh, here we go. Mhm. No, that's not. I have to put it on. Oh, okay. Must be on the laptop. But yeah, that's this could be part two. Delusions got people losing, but that you got to get to the root of the problem, the root to. You got to get to the root of the problem, though, and the root is people's beliefs. You know that's the root of it. And like I said, a lot of times it be if you, for better term of use, we say surface level delusion. You know, it's not clinical. You know, because that can definitely be seen and diagnosed easily. Clinical delusion. It's like hallucinations and um, you know, like when people you ever see the movies when people stuck out in the desert and they had a mirages. They think they see water, but it's really not. Yeah, that's like clinical delusion. That's basically you know like on those levels. That's like clinical delusion. But like surface. levels of delusion. I think a lot of people are delusional about a lot of things. Even like when you hear, like it stems further than uh, just religion too. Even like politics, you have something right in front of you, like this person, and they still justify or make an excuse for, like, no, they just foul people. You know, a lot of those people can be bought and sold, and they are. Just because people got a certain status or, a celebrity, or because people get money, it's delusional to think that they ain't regular fucking people. Because a person is a doctor and they took a Hippocratic oath to heal patients don't mean they won't abuse patients or take advantage of them either. No, because all those things are just statuses, all that stuff is tangible things. But that doesn't determine the internal aspect of the person. People are people, and we have the potential to be good or bad. Just flat and simple. And at any time, anyone can be either one. They can be either good or bad. There are a lot of different tactics, and the more a person understands like behavior, psychology, the more they can either help people, or they can use people, or they can hurt people, or the easier they can hurt people. And most people don't. And that's why you hear people talking about or using even the term narcissism out of context, or um, not understanding why they keep going through the same cycles in life because they have no they don't have the knowledge or the wisdom of psychology in general. Psychology is just human study, the study of human behavior. Now it means that, but we talked about that. The conception of the word was the study of the soul. So that goes back to, like I tell y'all, the language of the soul are emotion. That's the language of the soul, is the emotion. Yeah, that's a part of being human. Well, that's part of being human, bro. The more, like, this is what, like, when you truly look at how people, um I always tell people that the whatever you did yesterday created the situation or condition that you're in today, right? We can all agree to that. That's something that we can observe, is the decisions and the choices we made 5, 10 years ago led us to the point where we are now. Right? Led us, that's where we're at now. So I always say from that standpoint, we can make better decisions today to get better results tomorrow. But it's a lot that's into that. Like when you take the concept of my decision making in the past. Well, why did you make those decisions? This is where you incorporate that why. Why did you make that decision? It was because the way you perceive things at that time. Like when we young and we don't really know too much, you make a lot of dumb decisions. As we get older and the more experience we have, if we chose to learn from the lesson, ideally, this is how it works. Ideally, I'm not saying everyone get to this point, but ideally, when we go through stuff when we young, we learn from it. So later on in life, we can make better decisions when we get into the same or similar scenarios, right? That's ideally how it should work. Everybody don't get there. Some people keep making the same dumb mistakes over and over and over. I did in relationships. For a period of time, I kept making the same dumb decision, same dumb decision. And to the point where I learned from it. When I learned, I was able to make better decisions. That's it. That's our life. We live to learn to do better. That's ideally. Most people don't though. They live to learn to get lived. Life start living them. Life start living them. Like, there's no sense of reality, bro. And you know what? Um, realist, honestly, bro, I had to learn like when when I was at that point of time to figure myself out, bro. I had to. isolate myself from everybody because I couldn't um dissociate social constructs with the lack of because most social constructs shit don't even make sense. Like if you, I got like paper dictionary, right? And the newest one I got, I think it's from like 2010. I think that's the newest dictionary I got. It was printed from 2010. And when you look up gender, it associated with sex. You go Google gender now, there's some new age shit on there. They didn't change the fucking definition of gender already, bro. They changed the definition of that shit, bro. Already. You can go online to like a Cambridge or like an institutional dictionary. Like if you go to like an institutional dictionary website, meaning like the Cambridge or there's one over and what is the other? Not Merriman. Merriman changed with time. Um, but the ones who don't change definitions are, oh, I'm coming right now. Just once we're talking. Here I go. Hold on. How's it coming? How's it coming? I heard the boot. I heard the boot. Hey, each y'all. Hey, each y'all. Oh, where did the damn cursor at? Here we go. What up, man? What up, sis?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Cause I was having trouble getting up here.
Huh?
Yet the link you gave me expired.
In the chat, that was the one. Oh, you know what? That was probably from yesterday. I had went to on my phone and got it. Instead of here, I went to my phone and got it. And sometimes they have the show from yesterday up there, and I think I sent you that one. Don't blame it on my
Mm.
heart. Blame it on my eye. Don't blame it on my heart.
Nah.
That's why I sent. Yeah, Gary, you probably got the wrong one too, bro. Because I sent that back to back.
Mm. And then for some reason, like the mic thing wasn't working. So that's why I asked, could you hear me? It was kind of like tripping. I don't know.
I know when I stopped paying for StreamYard, when I paid for it, it did something to the settings in there because it was somebody else having trouble. It wouldn't authenticate them, and I'm like, they got this new authentication thing on it. Oh shit! God damn it! Oh, God, I gotta feel all the way back through. I was like mad as hell, but yeah, but we got you. We got you.
But that's all I need to know. But dude, I was literally rolling when you was talking about, cause you know my situation with a Delulu person.
Man, and like I don't be trying to, cause like religion. If you using it, I think it can be something beautiful. If you actually practicing it, it can be something beautiful and helpful to you. But it's when you try to push it on other people, like that's when I start knowing, like that's a clear sign, like bro, you don't believe in this shit. You using this shit. This shit is weaponized. Like 'cause I know
Hmm.
people who practice all different religions and they never try to push you. They don't even talk about the shit. You they be like, shit, it ain't none of your business how I worship or they don't really care about, talking to you about
Exactly. When you try to weaponize that,
it. Hmm.
that's crazy. And then when someone sit up and try to tell you something, and it's like you just ignore everything they saying and still want to just like look at it your way, it's like you're not really trying to. You out here saying that you've been studying and you've been looking at everything, but you're not really studying. Like you haven't been. Because if you keep saying, everybody keeps saying the same thing, they giving me the same information. Well, why haven't you looked that up?
Ain't you debunk it, then? You should be able to debunk that instead of saying everybody say it. Okay, like it's some things that people say all the time, and I can easily debunk it. It's easy. That's it, easy. Now, if a person accepts the truth, then I mean facts, then that's on them.
He just didn't even want to accept it.
And I was about to have so much fun with that dude, but I like people like that because it's like you can. It's easy to pick apart their delusion, and they get madder and madder, and then they get like, bro, I thought you supposed to be somebody of Christ, bro. Why you get so violent and shit? You get mad and shit. Start talking shit to me. I mean, because we don't agree with something. I'm not talking shit to you, bro. You talking shit. That should be funny to me because they'll just show me they don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Hmm. He was so delusional. So I'm
But
like,
they want to introduce that delusion to you. That's how it be.
yeah.
The, there's a dude who hated throughout history. Last name started with H, but he said some of the real shit I've heard. He said, if you tell a lie, if you tell it long enough, if you tell it loud enough, eventually people will believe. that's, that's some of the realest shit I've heard in my life, man. Because that's how I be. I be looking like I was trying to explain to this guy like hell ain't real, and trying to explain to him where hell came from. He's like, yeah. He said, oh, so you will go to hell and burn eternally. I'm like, bro, burning is physical. How my spirit go suffer from a physical action, bro? Make this shit make sense. You talk about my soul is go burn in fire. Fire is physical. Make that make sense. This is how delusional is. Even the shit you say don't fucking make sense. You can't
Hmm.
rationalize that.
It was just like that dude. He ignored everything, not only with the religion, but he just ignored everything I said. Like everything I would say, he would still try to push certain things onto me. And then when I called him out on it, it was like, oh, well, yeah, I know you told me, but, you know, I look at it this way or that way. No, dude. Like, what did I say?
But
What is
see,
wrong with you?
that's part of all those manipulation tactics I was telling you. Like when just having that conversation, I already, like I said, I already knew what it was. I was just like, here, see. And it was a couple days later, I was like, oh, there you go. But even from that conversation, I heard that because I'm like, man, when did you getting upset at her? If something is factual, it's factual, bro. It ain't. You talk about taking
Right.
sides. No, the truth is the truth. Facts are facts, bro. Ain't no taking sides. You said something that's not factual. I said something that is. That's it. But you talk about people double think, nah, ain't nobody double. And then you getting all mad, throwing shots. I'm like, bro, I don't even know you, bro. Like from the gate, like from the gate, from the jump. And it's like, okay, yeah, I already see what it is. But I'm
When
always open minded. Maybe throughout the dialogue, stuff will change. I have been in conversations like that where people get start off defensive and then they relax. So that's what I wanted to see. But it wasn't no relaxing for bro. I was pissing on his territory. He pissing on the territory he tried to mark already. That's how he.
when
You ever
I
see that happen
tell
with dog?
you,
You ever see a dog pissing on another dog's territory? Yeah, that shit get crazy. That's how I feel.
yeah, he got real mad. But when I tell you, like, identifying personalities and keeping that, like, just keeping that in your head, that shit never gets old because literally you always gonna run across a person like, okay, I think it kind of blindsided me, or maybe I wasn't thinking about it, is because like I hadn't worked around people in a minute, I really hadn't been around people like that. So I guess I had kind of like, I wouldn't say forgot, but I just wasn't, expecting that or whatever. So when it actually happened, I'm like, dang, you know what? This stuff that you be talking about when you always be talking about personalities and stuff, like that stuff is always good to like just keep in your head because especially with dealing with people. Like I hate dealing with people because of shit like that. Like
Mhm. But you know what? The more you learn about it, the better you understand how to interact with people. How to interact with people. But the best learning is the experience itself. So even from like the statement that you made, right? It's like you seen the shit, you just didn't know how to identify it. Like you seen all the shit before, right? but you didn't
Hmm.
have the words to identify it or attach to it,
Yeah,
right?
because
Then
like
once
you
you got the
said, everything he was doing, I was just calling it. I was calling it out.
hmm hmm but once you able to identify or label it with the word, then you get a deeper introspection of it, right? And you begin to understand the pattern and what this action leads to this action leads to that, and it's just studying the pattern of behavior. And I mean, me personally, I think that shit should be taught in middle school throughout high school because that's a key essential part of life of understanding these things. Because if you don't, and there's a reason they don't teach you shit because they won't be able to manipulate you on a mass level. If you know, if every individual understood just the basics of psychology, none of this shit will work. None of the
Hmm.
marketing will work. None of the little jingles. None of that shit will work. You wouldn't be able to influence or motivate people to do specific things. Uh, I ain't gonna say condescending, but passively. That's how marketing works. It influences you passively. It don't. Sometimes it tell you to go do this or go do that, but they can suggest it. It's just a suggestion is a passive way of giving a command. They say it's a request, but still, you're still asking somebody, or you still have the desire for someone to do something that you want them to do. So even if you suggest or give a command, it's still the same. It's just done differently.
I think it's real evil, or it takes it to a whole nother level when you hide behind a religion.
Oh hell yeah, bro!
It
And they do
shows
that
me what
shit.
type of person you are, you know? But that's
That's
crazy.
like when you see like them pastors taking advantage of women and kids and shit. Like you evil, bro.
Right. It just
Everything,
say like,
everything is.
huh?
My bad. Go ahead. No, it's fine.
No, you good. I'm listening.
No, I was about to say everything is the tool. It's just how the person wielding the tool that determines the user. How they're determined to use that tool. Everything is a tool, if it's good or bad. It's something to be created for good, and people will figure out how to use it for bad. That's just how it is. Like the duality.
Hmm. I should have known because when people, that's one thing I don't like. It's like people that talk fast and people that like just disregard everything that you said and still want to give you, they want you to listen to them, but they don't want to listen to anything you got to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
another key
weird for
sign.
me.
That's
Huh?
another. That's another indicator of narcissism. That's a clear indicator of narcissism. Now, the different forms of narcissism, and the forms determine how people employ the tactics. That's all the different classifications of narcissism is. Since everybody, they have the same goal, they just got different ways to use it to. So they get different descriptions of uh, types of narcissism. But that's what they do. Like even the gas, like even when he was gaslighting me, and they start gas, I'm like, man, bro, like shit, you on that
Hmm.
89, you on that diesel, bro. Like
Hmm.
he gassing this motherfucker up, bro.
He
You
was
had
doing
carbon
way
dioxide
too
in him.
much.
I was like, yeah, damn, bro.
And
Like
then,
when people do that,
huh?
and then after when you was telling me after, I'm looking like, damn, he's trying to uh he trying to flip the script on your shit. Like he trying to make it seem like it's your fault when like
Yeah,
damn.
he did. I'm telling you, I would never. I'm telling you, I don't. I be at work. I don't look at that dude. Nothing. I'm so mad. You know the one thing I ain't gonna hold you. The one thing that really, really triggered me, it still got me somewhat triggered to this day. Is I was stuck in my head is that you came on to me and I didn't come on to you. That's what makes me
Mhm.
so mad. Cause it's like you a dude
What?
for real. Like you a dude. That's
What?
what you said. Like
You gonna hit him with
I
that
was
what?
like, I just every time I walk by him, I just be thinking in my head like you a fucking bitch.
But you know what? That's how he
Like
made
what
himself
dude
feel
says
better.
that?
That's how he made him feel better about his failure.
But that's how you know you manipulative.
Mhm.
Cause what like dude really say like even if a woman probably really did come on to him, what dude would say you came on to me? I didn't come on to you. Like that's some weird stuff.
Man, a lot of these dudes be into their femininity, but they really be exploring that shit on a whole nother level, like manifesting that shit into reality. Ain't nothing wrong with tapping into it for purposes, right? I got a daughter, right? So just me being, you know, playful or being a girl's man, I say I'm tapping in, but I'm not acting that shit out. I ain't about to go put no tutu on. She ain't painting my nails. Like some dudes do that, and I don't knock them. That's their little girl, man. You let them paint your nails, put makeup on you and shit like that. I wouldn't be going out in public with that shit. Like when they do that, I'd be like, bro, that's a little overboard. But I mean, I understand. That's your little girl. You playing with her, you know. That's fine. I don't say nothing about it. But like these dudes, they be, I don't know, they be more feminine than some of the women.
Very. That's why I'm like, oh no. Oh, that's the one thing that I think got me even after all of that, that got me triggered the most when it was like, oh yeah, you came on to me. I'm like, wow, okay. Okay. And this is another thing, like when people another thing is when they admit like they like like the fight, like the arguing and then the making up. That was weird to me
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like for my spirit to be shift like that.
yeah, straight. I like,
You know? And
like I,
he had said that to me and I was like, "Nah, I don't like nothing like that," you know? Like cuz stuff like that messed me up.
I've never heard that from a guy. I usually hear that from I dated two girls that said that.
Isn't that
It's like
weird?
it was a thrill for them, and I'm looking like, nah, they like to see me all riled up and angry and shit because I was so
Right.
laid back. Like,
Yeah.
nah, why you want to see me all like, nah, bro? Because I'd be like Hawk, bro. I'd be
What do
like
you
Hawk
call
smash.
that?
That's and what is that tactic called? It's negative reinforcement. So what happens is this: you get into a fight altercation, and then it's a form of love bomb. You know, it's like you get to this altercation, then you like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I ain't mean it like this, I ain't mean it like that. So now it's okay. Then they do it again, and you eventually you condition the person to take your bullshit. That's what it's doing. You're conditioning for these um for this negative element. So you'll have an excuse. Now there's an excuse. This is just, you know how it always is. You know how I am. You know I can get like this. That's why you hear some women in that situation be like, man, I made him upset and then he did this, but it's my fault. That's how they get conditioned
Mm.
to that mindset. To like, well, if I didn't do this, it wouldn't have triggered him. That shows the lack of accountability of his action or decision making though. Because even if a woman does do something and it triggers me to a point where I get abusive, either verbally or physically, right? It's still me doing an action. Now, if I have no control of self, one, either I need not to be around somebody who triggers me or I need to work on myself. But until I work on myself, maybe I don't need this is where I was at because I used to get triggered to the point where I get aggressive and I get loud. I wouldn't beat on nobody, but I'd be like, I'd get to that point where I'm mad, like screaming and yelling. And it's like they
Yeah.
smiling and laughing, like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all crazy motherfuckers? I used to
For
think like
real.
I'm not a little ass motherfucker, but I punched I punched the one wall, my hand went and was in the other fucking room. Like I didn't hit the beam, I went straight through the fucking wall. and my arm was literally in the other room. You laughing like this shit fun. You know what I can do to your head if I hit you? Like you fucking crazy. Like what the fuck is wrong? You want somebody like me hitting you? No, you don't. Like no, you
That's
don't want that shit.
toxic.
Yeah, I got
And it's like,
friends.
and then I don't like you don't know what's real and what's fake. Like, if y'all really get
Yeah,
into it, you know what I'm saying? You making up whole,
yeah.
like, no, bruh, no.
I remember my ex-wife made me so mad, and don't ask me why I did this. I grabbed the fucking vacuum cleaner and just started smashing my head until my shit split. Right, and she just looking at me like I knew I could trigger you, and I'm looking like I need to get the fuck away from her. She's crazy because I'm so mad to the point where I want to hurt her. I'm hurting myself, so I won't hurt
Right.
her. And she thinks the shit funny, and I'm like, I gotta get the fuck away from you.
And you know another thing that was said, he was like, I accept all of your negativities or whatever. Why you can't accept mine?
I don't like that shit, nigga.
That stuck with me too because I'm like, and then when he said that, I responded. I said because your negatives outweigh the positives. That's why, because you're trying
And,
now to
and,
get me to accept your bullshit.
and you know what? Another thing you could have said too. Well, I just
What?
have firmer boundaries. I have firmer boundaries than you do. I
Mm-hmm.
just got firmer boundaries. You know, it ain't about acceptance. I mean, as far as taking your bullshit, but it sums up to what you just said. You know, your negativity don't outweigh the positivity. I mean, it outweighs the positivity. The negative shit you're doing is way more heavy than the positive shit. So no, but
Yeah, that's why I
that's
was
what
like, nah, that's why I can't accept it.
I don't accept nothing that I don't want. Then that's how
Exactly.
you have to be. If you don't want it, then don't accept it. So, but basically, what you saying is like, oh, you think this is whatever I'm doing is negative and shouldn't be accepted. So why the fuck you accepting it? Why?
Right.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense. If it's negative to you, because the shit you doing is negative to me, that's why I say no. So if I'm doing something that's negative to you, guess what? Maybe I'm not for you. When you go sit here and pretend and try to use that against me, that's all you doing is weaponizing. I do it for you,
Exactly.
but you don't do it for me. Nah, bro. I
I
don't
don't care what nobody say. You get mad. I don't care what nobody say. But all this religion stuff and this and that, okay, you can do that. You can do that. But one of the most important things I feel like is working on yourself and learning how to manage other people. I think
know.
that's way more important than anything.
Yeah, I say this. I'm gonna add to what you say. You know, in certain situations, you do have to manage people, but if you ain't in the situation, I wouldn't even try to manage. You just, I mean, I
Listen, when I say
understand or
manage,
comprehend
go ahead.
how to interact with them, more or less how to interact with them.
Yeah, when I say manage, I mean more so like how to protect you and your peace.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like when you have to deal with people.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, how to
But I
manage.
think that's important. You know, like
Definitely important.
putting up boundaries, knowing when to walk away, knowing that you don't have to put up with certain stuff with people. You know, I feel like all of that is just, I don't know, it's important, especially when you going on your spiritual journey and your walk. It's just all of that stuff, man. You get tested.
You do. It's
Telling you.
I, I've been reading the Ethiopian text, right? The Ethiopian Bible. I've
Mm-hmm.
been reading that lately. This is the first time I ever went through it. So I'm going through
You
that,
got the actual book,
and yeah, yeah, I went and got the actual. Well, it's not the actual Bible, but it's the
a
actual book.
replica. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and they
Yeah.
got the Ethiopian. They got the Ethiopian, the Hebrew, and the American translation or English translation. And so, but reading that, the description. of Satan or Satan or they don't really call him Lucifer in there. But the description of him in that book is totally different because you remember the story of Job, right? I used to make fun of people. Well, I didn't say make fun of people, but I used to use the story of Job to highlight the fact that God and the devil wasn't beefing, right? In the Ethiopian context, the devil never got sent down to hell. He was he was disobedient to God, but God used him as a way to determine if people was righteous or not. So he was still in the heavenly court. He never got sent down to hell. That shit crazy, man. that book,
Hmm.
that book, boy, that should make you look at shit a little different. And it sound, I mean, you can tell where it was influenced from. Um, you can see the influence.
I wouldn't mind reading that. The
Yeah,
Ethiopian.
it give you. It's more metaphysical too. Way more metaphysical.
Really?
hmm And Eve was not created from Adam's rib in that book.
They
Eve
be
wasn't
getting on
created
my
from the rib.
nerves with that.
Yeah. Eve wasn't created from the rib. mm She was a whole different being from Adam. Eve was actually created to interact more with nature, while Adam was created to interact more with God. But together they was whole. It was the unity of man and women, of masculine and feminine, was expressed. That's why I say it's more metaphysical. Because when they came together, their light shined brighter. And it was just as bright as the Lord's. That's what it said in the book.
Yeah. Man. One thing. Who I can't stand though. Delusional.
Listen, I'm telling you, like, the shit be so subtle. Even people world perspectives. Like I said, they changed what gender means. Like, what? How the fuck you?
Man, this world going to hell in a handbasket. And I don't even believe in
Hey,
hell.
Stoic, what it do with the business is, pal? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. My bad. I'm jumping on these chicken tenders, man.
They
Real chicken
jumping.
breast.
What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody came in the chat or something?
Yeah, Stoic.
What's up?
He said, what up, though, Tay? What up, though, Tay Tay?
What's good? But I'm telling you, I had never had nobody come at me from that angle for real. And I wasn't, it's like I wasn't even prepared for that manipulation. Like people, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't prepared for behaviors of people, I guess. Like, I had been on YouTube with you, so I had kind of like forgot about, I ain't gonna say I forgot, but I just didn't have it in my head. So when it happened, I'm telling you, every time it always bring me back to you when you be speaking on this stuff. I'm telling you, it never fails. That's why I'm like, if anything, this stuff that you teach should be like a Bible. For real.
They
Like
try to make it like that. They
that's how
try to
you
make it
it
like that.
should. It should be like a Bible. Real spit. Cause I mean, religion cool now, but I'm telling you, if you dealing in this world, this particular world, that's a Bible. That's something you need, like for always. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Something might not happen to me in a year or so, and then I'm around certain group of people, I'm around certain type of person, and there it go. People behaviors and personalities and all of that, it triggers you. or they try to manipulate you in some way.
Mhm. And see, that's what I was creating the book of the word. Uh, and this is the cool thing. Like talk about all these personalities. A lot of these traits, at certain times, like when we say narcissistic traits, it's my belief that everyone has, but the way they diagnose narcissism is the consistent behavior without thought, right? So meaning, um, no matter what situation or circumstance you in, you should expect these results. Now, when we say traits, we can all be triggered. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier, at any point in time, you can be good 364 days a year, and that one fucking day you can get triggered. So you might
Mm-hmm.
display narcissistic traits because these are things we're all highly capable of. It's just the consistent behavior of it determines if you have that, or if you develop that behavior, or if you can be identified, or if that behavior can be identified within you on a consistent basis. Because, like I said, I could be cool and you can talk about my kids, and I can go into grandioso mode. Like, fuck you, your life ain't shit. I did it a couple times. Like, I can tell your life ain't shit. I bet you better off than you. And I'll never brag about myself like that. When you piss me off, I will.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a consistent behavior. That's called a stimulant. So even when they observe it for these different behaviors, one of the determining factors is this person stimulated by something, and it causes this. So there's the cause and effect factor. Is it something causing this effect? And if it is, okay, well, that's what they call a trigger. So this person would never display narcissistic behaviors unless they're triggered, right? So that's how they determine those behaviors. If it's something, what they call uh, acute, meaning happening all the time or occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, chronic or acute. Chronic is consistently, acute is occasional.
I gotta get out of the corporate sector because I can't take people.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
my spirit just can't. I can't take that no more. Like I'm over it. And you know how my personality is, and I'm just so blunt, and it's just a lot of it be too much fake stuff going on, and I can't
That
deal.
condescending shit. You know what? You know what I got to do? I got to call them shit out when they do it. Like when you call people out when they doing shit, then they tend to fall back. And I'm gonna be honest, that should take practice and it take time to develop. But that's how I deal with it now. So but I was like that too. Like man, I can't deal with this shit, and I had to swallow a lot of shit because I put myself in a position where I had to pay these bills, and I ain't going back to the street. So. And I ain't gonna make no money like this nowhere else. So I was kind of forced into learning how to do the shit. Because if I left the job, I wouldn't go make that money nowhere else. You know, at that time, I couldn't make that amount of money nowhere else. So I
But
had to learn,
even
like,
when you
man,
call certain people out, I don't know, it's just like people that's so called superior than you or they have higher ranking than you.
hmm yeah, and they flex the authority or the power that they got.
Yeah, they still, when you call it out, they still try to turn it around and make it seem like that's not what it is. Oh, well, no, we do this, we do that, and we try our best to make things. And it just be like, dude, shut up because y'all know y'all don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of fake stuff. I can't do this no more.
That's why I couldn't do it no more. Like working in the hospital when they didn't give me a supervisor job, I'm like, man, I'm out. Fuck y'all. Like she literally told me to my face, like, black lady. I was real cool with her. I just didn't bang her daughter up. Hey, that shit was kind of weird. Like I ain't never
She
met no
wanted you
mama that
to.
wanted me to. Man, she wanted me. Like, the mama, I said like this. She wanted me to date her daughter. I'm gonna say it like that. and
Mm.
it just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? She was cool. It was like my little sis. I mean, it just didn't happen like that. I'm
Yeah,
still
y'all
cool
didn't
with her
look
to
at
this
each
day.
other like that.
Yeah, no, she looked at me like that. I just did. Like I
You
knew
didn't
her
look at
before
her
she was
like that.
legal, and I couldn't like when I met her, she wasn't legal, and she was like hitting on me then, and I'm like, hell no, I ain't going to jail. You got me fucked up. You 17, you not 18. Well, I be 18. I don't want to hear none of that shit. You cool, you like little sis.
Right.
And I, what would Gary say? Like, I guess I put her in the friend zone after that. After that, I just looked at her like little sis. I just never really looked at her like
Hmm.
that. I just never could look at her like that. She's not ugly, beautiful, beautiful woman. It's just that's I don't know. It's just I just couldn't look at her like that.
Right.
I tried to force myself to and still couldn't do it. That shit was wild.
Believe it or not, some men just not attracted to everybody.
Yeah, I've never been like that. I've never been just. It was. Yeah, I'm gonna equate it a lot to the life I lived at that time too. Because like she was from like the suburbs, good girl. I was still doing hood shit, so I didn't want her to like me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna be good.
Hmm.
I used to look at, I looked at it. It was a couple women I met. Like, nah, bro, I ain't about to change you. I ain't gonna fuck you up. But especially when I was younger, I used to just run through women. But when I was older, it's like I was going through something myself where I didn't know how to love myself, right? So it's like, man, I ain't about to pull nobody down with. That's how I was looking. So like the women I was
Right.
dating, man, they was already down. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I said I learned. Like when I learned the women I was dating at that time, they was kind of on that level I was at. You know, they was on that level I was at. So it's like I can't pull you down no further than where we at now. So I mean, like with those women, I felt like we could build each other up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's just how I looked at it. But women who like kind of had their shit together, and it was like like working in a hospital too. When I first got there, like the first 5 years, it was like nurses and shit. Like two PAs was trying to talk to me. I'm like, I ain't gonna pull y'all. Y'all ain't even bought this life. I'm just still riding around with things in the car, going on lunch breaks, blowing trees. Like, no, y'all can't deal with this. This is some hood shit. Y'all ain't ready for this. I ain't built for this. Like y'all motherfuckers might snitch on me. Fuck that. I need somebody who willing to take a case. You got me fucked up. Need
Right. It's like fuck
somebody know how
that.
to shut the fuck up. You know how to be quiet because you know I got the lawyer to stop lying.
Man,
Motherfuckers who ain't about that shit, they telling every fucking thing. Like, hell no. But no, I'm gonna stop talking. Like, I'm glorifying none of that shit. But that's where I was at.
smart of you though to say, hey, I'm not gonna mess her life up instead of just, going for it, knowing you could have manipulated the whole entire situation and got what you wanted.
Easily. Easily. Man, shit, man. I remember. No, I can't even say this without it sounding fucked up. But it was this chick who I dated in high school. She basically wanted me to pimp her, and I did for a while. But it wasn't like
She wanted you to what?
to pimp her.
Oh,
She
no
was
way.
listen. She came. Listen, she came to me was like, 'cause we had broke up and ain't built with her for a while. Then she found me. I forgot how she found me. But anyway, she found me. We sat and talked. She was like, "Look, I got a lot of dudes who got money. I bring you their cars, whatever you need money." She said, "I just want you to be with me." And I'm like, "What you mean be with you?" I said, "I can't be with you. You got these other dudes around." She said, "Well, you can be my main, and they can be my Johns." And I'm like, "You want me to pimp you?" He said, "As long as you with me, I don't care what you do." And I'm looking like, "Shit, go give me that car." Shit. I'm like, "Shit, go give me that." I did that shit for probably about 3 or 4 months. And then like I met up with her mama and I'm looking at her mom. I'm like, man, I can't do this shit, bro. I can't act this shit like that. I can't do that. I
You
can't
walked
tell your mom.
away?
Wow. Yeah, man, I couldn't do it because I'm like, man, her mama was cool. Like, her mama knew me when I was younger. She was like, I'm so happy y'all back together. You know, she was out there wild, and I'm supposed to tell her mama, like, nah, she's still a hoe. I'm just benefiting from it. I can't tell her mama nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was fucked up, but I was never foul. I can say that. I did some fucked up shit, but I did one foul thing. I ain't gonna. I told y'all about it. I ain't gonna talk about it no more. I did one foul thing. I felt bad after that. I'm like, I shouldn't have did that to that girl. But shit, she wanted it.
True.
Man, I hope my kids don't grow up to laugh. Shit. Hell nah, bro. Fuck that. They ain't about to do none of that shit. I be thinking about the shit I did. Hell no. I'm putting their ass in the convent or something.
That's crazy. Hell yeah, that's crazy though. You say, nah, you still a hoe.
Well, you still homie benefit.
Somebody asking to be pimped? Wow.
That shit was crazy. And the way she did it was, and she ain't dumb. Very intelligent girl. Very intelligent.
She probably felt safe with you though.
Yeah. And she kind of, she was on that tip. Like when we was in high school, shit. Like once she got me, she can do better. And that's how but she was like that for a while. That's why we broke up in high school. And then like the better guys she got just dogged the shit out of her and just passed her around.
Mm.
And then she went to college and repeated the same cycle. But she got her master's in bioengineering. She got her master's degree in that though. As I said, she was very intelligent. When it came to the books, she was just dumb in life. And then after that, after we left for the second encounter, she went and started messing with women. Started a family with a girl and shit. And then broke off of that, went back to a dude that pregnant by old ass man. Like, God damn, bro, you tripping. Like she was in her late 20s, this motherfucker in the 60s. Like,
Oh wow.
not an ugly girl at all. Intelligent and not ugly, but for some reason I don't know, she just settled.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have money. It ain't
He
like he
did.
had money. Like, no. It wasn't like it was a sugar daddy set up. No. Shit, she was taking care of him. Then he started beating on her and shit. Then she moved out of state. She got into like she wasn't doing the porno. She was filming it and hiring people to do it. Then she got into that. And I'm looking like, come on, man. And then she blamed all that shit on me.
She blamed it on you.
Hell yeah. I remember that shit. Like I seen her again when I was 33. Yeah, came up to the hospital and shit. And I seen her and we talking and she was like, you know, all this fucked up pile shit is because you didn't take me back when we broke up in high school and I was just acting out. And now that I got my head straight, you wouldn't even deal with nobody like me on a serious tip, would you? I'm like, hell no. You got me fucked up. Nah, man, you done been ran to and all this crazy shit. Nah, man. You got old ass man babies and shit. Hell no, I ain't fucking with you. I can't take you serious. You cool though. But nah, that train is past, man.
You said that.
Hell yeah.
Golly.
The train is past.
Man, yeah, I had passed out yesterday, boy, after that live. I was on for a minute. I don't know what happened. Then it was just lights out.
I don't blame you. It was late. Y'all was already, you know, lit doing y'all live. So shit happens, you know. Shit, I be passing out sometimes. I be waiting for Gary to go live. Knock the fuck out. Like the days I don't want to go live, I fall asleep early. That shit be keeping me up. When I don't go live, man, I be getting up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and shit, getting shit done. When I go live, I'll be waking up all late, like 10.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got that many clients lately, so yeah, I'm only doing like 2 clients a week. So shit, I be chilling most of the day.
Do you be like just basically mentoring them on what it is they want to do?
Yeah, it's like just coaching them. A lot of like the clients I got now, I'm helping them establish different tools, different understandings, so they can apply it. Because like when my coaching style is I see where people at. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't coach you if you ain't built to go through it. Like think about if you like on a team, right? You can't start if you ain't conditioned. You know, you ain't gonna be on the starting five if your skills ain't developed. So that's what I start. I usually start with. It's like two people I've met so far since I've been doing this that I didn't have to coach them on skills first, but that's like my programs. I'm basing it around skills because a lot of people, um, and I don't blame it on people in general because I didn't develop the skills until I found the shit. So a lot of people like even these concepts and shit, like understanding what you are right now to get where you at want to be. You might have a desire to do something or be something in life, but you might not be equipped. And that's just what it is. You know, looking at it from reality, like some coaches try to coach you on things and you ain't even built to accomplish that shit. So it's
Right.
like you setting up for failure. So I think about being effective and efficient. So first I generally get people the tools and then I coach them how to apply them in different situations and scenarios.
Hmm. I think that might be the like. I feel like you in the right spot, like because, like what Fred was saying, like you good at explaining and speaking to people, clarifying certain things. That way, people are able to understand it, on their level.
I want more credentials now because I really enjoy what I do. I love this shit. This is like one of the best careers I ever had. Like this is like one of the funnest things I ever did in my life. Like far as helping people. Um, so I'm looking. I'm probably about to go back to school. They got I think it's a two. It's either a 2 or 3 year program to get my master's degree in counseling. So thinking about going to do that so I can do it on a higher level.
Wow, that's good. I didn't know you was gonna even go back to school and do that.
Man, they trying to get me to go back. Like my mama, my sister, my wife, everybody trying. They like, don't worry about it. We'll support you. I ain't going to school for no fucking 8 years. Y'all got me fucked up. I ain't. They want me to go get my PhD in psychology. Like, fuck no. That shit is past. No, no, no. That's like 8 to 12 years. I'm
Uh-uh.
good. Mm-mm. They do got
Dang.
accelerated programs for like 6, but I don't want to. I don't care about PhD. I don't care. I just want access to be able to do the shit. I can do. I can't be a therapist or psychologist, but a psychiatrist or a psychologist or even a therapist. But I'm cool with counseling, man. I'll be cool with that.
Man, when I say this stuff is like law, like life, like everybody shit. It's like a Bible. You should be carrying it around,
Um,
knowing all of this stuff. Telling you,
well, I
because
know
you
I be
keep
saying
going
shit.
through it over and over and
Yeah.
over
All
until you
just
realize,
different ways.
yeah, it just
You
be
be going through the
different
same
ways.
thing in different ways. Yep.
I'm telling you. The minute if you don't see it, it's just gonna keep coming at you. And then even when you do
Hmm.
see it, because like I be seeing stuff, but then I be sitting there trying to give people a chance, like trying to say, nah,
Hmm.
maybe it's not like this. you know,
You give
I
them the
be trying to,
benefit of the doubt.
huh?
You give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I be giving people benefit of the doubt, so I be trying to just sit back and just, you know, hope for the best. But majority of the time, people be failing.
You know what the key is, and this is what most people do. This is what most people do. Once they're able to identify it, they try to avoid it, right? And you can't. You can't. As long as you're interacting with people, you'll never avoid dealing with their personality. You're just not gonna do it. But what you can learn is how to navigate it better. That's why I say the more you learn how to interact with the person. You don't have to deal with them. You deal with them the way you choose to. Now you in control,
Right.
you know. And then that way, and there's a couple benefits to that because maybe the person is exactly what you think they are. You know, maybe they is. But if you interact with them in a way, sometimes you're able to help people grow and develop and change because a lot of times it's not done intentionally. A lot of people behaviors are they a lot of people they behavior I'm not gonna say they don't have a choice of it, but they don't know no better. They're
Word,
naive. I'm
I
gonna
think I
use the term
disagree with
ignorant.
you. I feel like a lot of people, some people, I'm telling you, they be knowing what they be
And it's so
doing.
no, and see, but that's why I worded it that way because it falls in that category. We can even say 50-50, right? We say 50-50. I give you 60-40. I give
I
you
agree.
60% of the
Some
time.
do not. Some do not. But I
Yeah.
feel like a
But
lot
the
of people,
ones
huh?
but the ones who do not, you can actually help them develop and grow by interacting with them. You
Agree.
know,
I agree.
by showing because people did that for me. There's a lot
I
of shit
can
people used to say
listen.
about me.
Yeah, like
There's
okay,
a lot
go
like the
ahead.
stubborn aspect. Like I used to be very fucking stubborn. I used to not be open minded. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a lot of those things. So when people told me that, I'm like, man, whatever. I'm just right. You know, I didn't really know like, oh no, I'm displaying narcissistic behavior because I'm an emotionally triggered off of this concept or this ideology. And I'm not looking at it from all angles. I'm just looking at it from my own personal experience. And that's what most people do. So that's why I say a lot of times, because of the thing, like people go through some traumatic shit when they're young. So they develop a mind frame or mindset or perspective, the way they look at things. And
Mm-hmm.
it- they don't realize until like therapy or some type of coming to Jesus moment that, okay, I'm traumatized. It's not this person or this scenario or this environment is actually me. You know, I need to work on myself because this problem isn't going anywhere. It's always going to be like this. So either I need to learn how to deal with it, or I need to learn how to navigate through it, or I need to know how to avoid it. You know, people come to that understanding, but um, sometimes it takes a person to ignite that in them or to show them. You know, uh,
I agree. I agree. Like, okay, if I can see that maybe you don't see it or whatever, and it's just like overlooked. It's just some things. It's
mm,
some trauma or something you dealt with, and you had to deal with it. I could work with that, and I could try to help you. But for me, a lot of the times, people they be knowing what they be doing, and they ain't trying to. Just like old boy, that's somebody. I'm
mhm.
not supposed to try to help you for what. You know what I'm
And
saying?
see,
You
the
can't.
more
I
you
can't even talk to you. Like you
and
think you
the
know
more you
everything.
And the more you understand it, the more you'll be able to see if it's done intentionally or non-intentional. If it's done consciously or unconsciously, you'll be able to notice the difference. The more you experience it, you know what I'm saying. So that's why I said a lot of times I just like even like with that conversation, like for the first 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I know what this is, but you see, I still kept engaged because like I
You
don't assume
tried.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna assume. I may come to an understanding, but I'm not gonna say it's a conclusion until it's concluded. Right. So until the interaction is over, because at any time it could have shifted. At any given time, it could have went from bad to good, or it could have just stayed bad, bad, bad like it did. You know. So I'm not, even though I seen the patterns, I let it play out, but I knew how to engage, so I wouldn't get pulled in or upset or mad. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
know how to engage with
Right.
them.
Yeah. Huh?
I want to be better. What's the thing that stops a person from actually pursuing to be better? I mean, it could be multiple things. You know, I don't think it's just one thing. But if you say like the most common thing, I'll have to associate it to fear.
Yeah, people been doing it for so long, so it's like when you try to switch it up, it's like I can't. You'll hear excuses like I've always been like this, or
Hmm.
I was traumatized by this, so that's what made me like this. You just choosing
Hmm.
to be stuck because you're comfortable. You don't want to switch up. So that's what a lot of time it is. But you got some people who just literally don't know that they're doing it. They really don't. And you have to maybe call it out to let them know. You got some people like that that just literally don't know. They oblivious.
So, so, just what Sis said, comfortability. People get stuck because they're comfortable. People get stuck because of fear. People get stuck because they want to do better. They just don't know how. They ain't got the proper tools. So it could be a multitude um, of situations or um, circumstances that's keeping people in that phase.
That's what I'm telling you. Being like spiritual, it's another level because the simple fact you have to change. And
Hmm.
everybody don't want to change because when you are learning who you are inside instead of outside, now you have to
Hmm.
deal with the truth. Okay? Ain't no faking. Cause on the outside, you can fake if you want to.
Hmm.
On the inside, baby, ain't no faking. Ain't no
Ain't
shaking.
no
It's
faking.
real. So now you gotta really
Hmm.
deal with real emotions, real problems. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that. Cause now
And
you
a
have to
lot of people,
say, why am I like this? And now you have to figure out what's triggering you to be that way. You gotta dig deep and go down and be like, okay, I'm this way because this happened to me when I was a child. And now you have to, man, that's work. Who wanna do
yeah,
that?
what's that Rihanna song? Work, 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 work. That's what you gonna be doing.
That's
Gonna
work.
be work.
That's stuff that you gotta deal with. Stuff that trauma that you probably don't want to even open up.
You done buried, put in the back of the closet. You done
Yeah.
got a shoe rack in front of it now. You can't even see it. You don't want to deal with this. That's why you
You
put it
don't
back
want to
there.
deal with that. That's why you want to deal with the outside and, religion.
Mm.
And that's more easier. That's easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
Just
That's why I
calling on
love
somebody
Buddhism.
to help you. That's easy.
That's why I love Buddhism, because Buddhism is all about you. That's what Buddhism is about. It's about you. It's about self-developing it's about developing self. So I
Hmm.
think that's why, Buddhism is dope. You ain't dependent on no God to come save you. Only person gonna save you in Buddhism is you.
Hmm. I think I went to a Buddha, well, I don't know if you would call it, I went to a temple one time with a friend and I could dig it. I've never really been into Buddha or anything, but I just went one time and I kind of like how, you come in with your shoes off, you sit with oneself, you kind of just get centered with yourself.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
what I say
think I
it's
could
all
do that
about you,
too.
right? Yeah, Buddhism is fucking fly, bro. I mean, when you talk about accountability, that shit is on fleek, bro. When you talk about fucking accountability, boy, like even your suffering is your fault. Like no matter what age or range or No matter what the circumstance is on you. It's how you perceive it. It's how you choose to look at it. And if you keep continuously looking at, that's why I tell people it's not about what's good or bad. It's about what exists. That's where I got that concept from. It's from Buddhism. Like in Buddhism, there's things that you can gauge good or bad, like to do it or not do it. You know, because you talk about karma and getting to the dharma. It's just doing, but it's doing what's right by you. You know, no matter if it's wrong for someone else. You know, it's truly about you. Like you doing the right thing for the right reasons. Like even intent is karma. So even having ill intent towards someone else, you're responsible for. Even thinking
Mm-hmm.
bad about someone else is your responsibility. Even you thinking bad, you have to deal with that later.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it's like ultimate accountability. Even your fucking thoughts. You know how hard that shit is?
And like it's hard, but then like, am I tripping? Like, okay, tell me this, because this is how I feel. I feel like a lot of people, dang, and I'm not trying to shade or nothing like that. And that this just might be my point of view, my opinion, just my, what I see. But I feel like people who are into religion, like religion has all of that, treat people this way, do that, do this. But I'm gonna be honest, I really don't be seeing them do that. like,
All you gotta
like
do is repent.
that's
Think
why.
about it.
That's why,
Yeah,
huh?
all you gotta do is repent. You can sin. Remember, Jesus, first of all, Jesus died for your sin. Okay? So Jesus died for everything bad you're gonna do already. But to get forgiveness, all you for bad shit you do, you just gotta repent.
And
But
that's
they don't
why
know
it
what
it
repent
doesn't
means.
give you accountability then, huh?
No, it don't. No, it don't. Because even you leave all your worries on the altar and walk away from it. So I
That's
mean, leave your
crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy work. And you just say, God, forgive me. You just keep it moving. And you don't try to work on that part of yourself. Crazy work, boy.
So I'm looking at pros and cons of Buddhism, and some of the cons say focus on suffering, which is a big aspect of Buddhism. But even from I don't know where this article came from. I probably need to look it up. Um, it say it can be perceived as depressing or negative, as encompassing all difficulties from birth and death to separation and disappointment. But they don't teach you to focus on suffering. They teach you to accept suffering as just a part of life. Like it's not something to be depressed about, but it's something to go through. It's like fire forging iron. That's how Buddhism teaches suffering. It's like um, the things we suffer from can make us better. You know, so
I can get
suffering
with
is not.
Buddha then, because I agree.
Yeah, it's not that suffering is even like the perception of bad. Suffering is not bad in Buddhism. Suffering is necessary. Suffering exists. And suffering has everything has a purpose, right? And suffering has its own purpose. And it's usually we suffer because of our perception, how we're looking at something. You know, when something
Hmm.
is taken from you, you suffer from the loss of it. Like loss is a form of suffering, but because
I
it was
always try to
taken
look
from
on the bright side of things.
But and see that's what Buddhism that's what it teaches you, because that's why you hear me say some things are taken away to make more room for other things. That's where I got that
Hmm.
concept.
You be
That's where I
like,
got it
yeah, I
from. A
lost my
lot
job, but guess what? A better job opened up for me.
what they say,
Or
when one door closes, the other one opens.
another one opens, yeah.
Oh,
Or guess what? I
yeah.
ain't gotta deal with them type of people no more. Good. Like,
hmm
so yeah.
So that's hold on, let me read another one of these. So that's one of the things, the suffering. Unreliable meditation. While beneficial for some, meditation effects are not always reliable. It can sometimes exacerbate negative emotions like depression and anxiety. Um, what it's saying, but I don't even agree with that. Those people, um, don't even understand the concept of meditation. So that's why it'd be difficult for them to do. Uh, but I understand how they say unreliable because everybody can't get to that Zen state. Everybody can't, it's not even like clearing your mind, but focus on one thing. They can't get all the voices out their head.
Oh my
Simple.
God, that be the hardest part.
Hmm. You know why it'd be the hardest? Because you're trying to eliminate things instead of focus on one thing. Like when I was taught to meditate, I was taught to focus on the singular thing. And by focusing on that, it kind of blocks everything out. And
So
you
what,
can
like
be
for
stuck.
example, like maybe I don't know, give
A
an
waterfall.
example.
Like I started off with a waterfall, me personally. I started off with focus, just creating a waterfall in my head. And all aspects of and I was experiencing the waterfall through all the five senses that I knew of at that time. So I was imagining how it sound, how it how like how would the water taste, if it's salty, if it's fresh water, how it look, how it feel. So I was focused and the more of those senses I was focusing on the waterfall, it blocked everything else out. I couldn't even think about nothing else because all my senses was focused on this one thing.
And that's what you do when it's something that you're trying to manifest.
Yeah, yep,
You focus
exactly.
on whatever it is, that one
The
particular
whole
thing.
every use all five senses. It's like you bringing it to reality in your head. Is Buddhism the only religion that never killed in the name of God? Somebody, I was on TikTok and somebody said they was trying. I've never seen any wars started behind Buddhism or even any massacre. I've never personally seen that. But it was a guy on TikTok telling me it was three. I can't find it.
Three would.
Three wars started behind Buddhism.
Oh,
Like I found two people attacking Buddhism and people fighting back, but I didn't see them attacking or them going to fuck with, like the Spanish Inquisition or it's like what is the Islamic one name? Well, Islam's, they went and tried to spread Islam all over the world. Like I ain't never seen Buddhism do that. Hinduism did that a couple times. Like Genghis Khan, like Confucius
I
and
have
all
no
that.
idea about Buddha, honestly.
Buddha was a real man. He was a real man, a historical man, and he wasn't like supernatural and shit like that. They ain't make him walk on water or nothing like that. He was just real zen. And
Yeah,
it's said that I seen this debate. Was Buddha or Jesus the ninth avatar of Lord Vishnu, one of the Hindu gods? That shit was kind of interesting. How they was breaking it down. You have to know about like the Vedas or the Vedas to understand Krishna's avatars. I think we're in the 13th avatar of Krishna. I mean of Vishnu. We're in the 13th avatar of all of them. Well, Vishnu and Krishna.
yeah.
But
Sound
that's
listening
the
to it, I could get with, huh?
yeah. Buddhism is. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I got invited one time. I went, but I showed up kind of late, so I didn't get the full experience, But the little bit I did, I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm
What else
telling you,
they
that
said?
stuff should be like law. It should be a book for real. Really should a Bible.
Like I don't like this point either. Now these are the cons of Buddhism. Supernatural beliefs. It includes supernatural elements like karma, reincarnation, and different realms of existence, which some may find difficult to accept without evidence. Oh shit, we can see karma.
True.
Reincarnation. I mean, I can see it's hard for people to accept that. Like different realms, I can definitely see. But shit, karma could be observed. Potential for exploitation. In some cases, there are risks of exploitation by teachers or within communities, and some teachings can be misinterpreted or applied incorrectly. Well, that can be done with anything. Culture baggage. While the core teachings are universal, some traditions can become heavily associated with specific cultures, which can be a barrier to those outside that culture. So the cons ain't really nothing like life threatening. The
Yeah.
benefits focus on personal growth, flexibility, middle way philosophy. The core tenet is to avoid extremes of denial and indulgence, promoting a balanced approach to life. Okay, a path of enlightenment, emphasis on self-awareness and compassion. So in this case, the pros outweigh the cons. I'm interested now. I want to see what AI say about Christianity.
Uh, you know this is off topic for a second, but like what I'm dealing with right now, and it's like it don't make me mad or anything like that. But one thing, like I feel like it's not really much you can do it when you dealing with like insecure people. It's
Yeah.
more. It's just like you gotta just stay out of their way, kinda. You know, I mean, that's a lot of what I'm personally dealing with, just like insecure people, like people that look at me as a threat.
And like it's like insecure people shows a low level of man, why can't I say it? It's right there on my phone. Shows a low level of self esteem.
Yeah.
How they view themselves. And then that's why a lot of times they view you as a threat, because they have low self esteem. So that's how you become a threat to other people. That's why, like, I don't. That's like I had a conversation like men comparing themselves to women and shit, talking about oh men are stronger and like that shit sound weak as hell to me. And when you listen to a lot of those people talk, like the red pill people, is the
Yeah.
fact that they have low self esteem, so they want the outside to be uh comfortable for them to exist in, meaning they want to be accepted from other people, but they don't even accept themselves. So
Right.
like dealing with people with low self esteem, I used to, people like family and shit. I used to walk around eggshells, and you couldn't say this because the person might want to unalive themselves because you're telling them the truth and shit like that. And then I got to a point where I'm like, man, well, you just got to stay the fuck away from me because I can't do it. I can't.
Hmm.
That's not my response. It's called self-esteem. That's not my responsibility. So I mean, it is what it is. You can't take the truth. Don't come around.
Like that's just how I feel. That's why I was like, okay, like my homeboy last night who was on the live and stuff, like for real, that's what I be dealing with. Like I'm telling you, he was like one of the only people that would talk to me at work. Everybody else, like I was just
Intimidated by your shit.
yeah. And
But
that
you can
shit was
tell he a
weird
confident guy.
because, huh?
You can tell he a confident guy though. I mean, even
Very
when he was
yeah.
talking about his country, he didn't give a fuck what nobody was saying. He like, okay, yeah, whatever. But my country's still the shit. he
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck
Yeah.
about none of that shit. So he confident. Like, okay, y'all know that part, but I know a different part, so I'm cool. Shit. You can
Uh-huh.
have whatever thought you. Yeah, so I can dig that. You can tell he's confident. You know what I'm saying? But people who don't have that, when they see it in other people, it intimidates them.
Right. Yeah, he very confident because even we be having our little spats or whatever, but still like when nobody talk to me, which I don't care. Like I'm somebody I don't care. You ain't gotta. I'm not looking for people to like me. You know what I mean? I don't even want people to like a whole bunch of people to like me like that. I don't like all that. But the thing is that if you don't even know me, you don't know me, and you just tend to not like me or like I don't know. That shit just kind of weird to me. That's a bit weird. You threatened by me for what? Like I come and I'm smiling. People be upset because and that's another thing. Like I've never been at a place with so many miserable ass people. I can't
Mm.
I can't take that. Like cause I come to work, I'm just not the happiest, but like I'm good. I come in a good mood. I don't care if I am going to prison. Like
Mm.
I'm in
Nah,
a
I
good
don't see it.
mood, bro. Huh?
You know what's weird? I don't see how people come in there in the bad mode because they on the other side of the cell. Like
Right.
shit.
So I be in a good mood and people just be like, I don't know, mad at the fact that I'm good. I'm sorry your life is miserable. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, but don't be putting that energy on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I be on. And just like you say, you can't do nothing about insecure people. The best thing you can do is just stay away. Because them the type of people
Hmm.
too, they'll try to hurt you too. You gotta be careful of that. They'll put you in situations or they'll put you where you hurt.
Who is AJ? So I don't know the. Is it AJ or AI? Did I say AJ? AI? I thought it said AI. Let me look on my phone. I can't. I took
Who
my
is
glasses
that
off. My bad.
in the chat?
So yeah, can you see on the screen? AI. Okay. I thought it said AJ.
AI is the
The dot.
next so-called antichrist. I guess he's telling you to put
Um,
antichrist
I
when you
think
said he
he
was
talking about
going.
like the AI system. I think he was asking was the AI the next antichrist. Um, I don't think so. I don't think AI is the next antichrist. I think like I think all that has to come be meta. Everything, even AI is created by humans, right? So if AI is the next antichrist, whoever made that shit is the actual antichrist, and AI is just a puppet in front of everything that comes into this world is manifested through humans. So, and when I think of antichrist, I think I I don't look at the antichrist like most people look at it. I look at the antichrist just like I look at the serpent in the garden. Like what they describing as an antichrist is actually Christ, is the one who will come bearing the light, is leading us out of this bullshit. So the antichrist is something negative to the current structure. We in hell, so it,
For
it'll be it'll be the thing that gets us out of this situation. Like at one time, Jesus was an antichrist. That's why they
I
nailed
think
him to the cross.
I just think the AI thing is somewhat like a gift and a curse. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
curse, but it could be, because it's good because the simple fact that it does help you. It gives you it's very resourceful, but then it kind of stops you from being able to think.
Hmm.
You got something else thinking for you, telling you what to do and how to do. That's a bit
Become
weird.
people will become more dependent on,
Right.
it.
And
And
that's
then once
where
you become,
you got to be
hmm
careful.
yep, once you depending on it, whoever controlling it, that shit's still programmed, bro.
Exactly. And they know your thoughts, they know everything.
Hmm.
And so when you depending on that machine and you typing in all this and that, it's like it's building like another you. That shit's scary. You know what I'm saying? So like if
Mhm.
they wanted to replace you, they could. They got every input that you didn't put into this machine.
Pictures and shit. They can make a program, a video to make it look like you did something with your voice and your all that shit. Well, that shit is learning your speech patterns, your
Yep.
vernacular, the most common words you use as you text and write and shit. That shit
Everything.
pick all that shit up, bro. It ain't nothing but a big ass analyst program that's analyzing you. It's learning from
That's
you.
it.
It's learning from people. But the way people using that shit is scary. I be watching these videos and they say, "Oh, we asked AI, who is God and what's this?" Asking crazy like, bro, like AI it does nothing but it ciphers through compiled information. It just do it at a rapid fucking level, like light speed.
Yep.
So shit that'll take us months and shit to research, it can do it in seconds.
It can do it in seconds. Yep.
Um, in detail, in
Mm,
fucking detail. So
yep.
I mean, it's good, but then you lose skills and shit. That's how
Right.
that's how technology is forgotten. That's why we forgot a lot of technology that came from the ancient times.
But do you feel like it can help you manifest certain things quicker?
Um,
Huh?
I ain't gonna say, I don't even. I think it's a bypass of manifestation, if anything, because if you think of manifestation, it's work involved in it. It's not just the thought or the thinking; it's the action. But the AI skips the thinking aspect and takes you straight to the action. But the thinking helps you match the frequency of it. It develops the
Mm.
understanding or belief or the knowing that you can achieve it. So the AI is just giving it to you now, like a paper. You can have AI write
Mm.
a paper, and but the way you match the frequency to the intelligence of what you actually writing is through doing the work, doing the research. That's how you grasp the concept or the understanding of it or the comprehension of it because you done studied all these different things, you done weighed things out, pros and cons, you done referenced things, you done cited things, you done took bad information, you eliminated bad information. So you develop skills doing all that, and you develop a deeper understanding. But AI just writes shit for you. So now you read what the AI write. Now I know this because the AI write. They already gave me all the places they got it from, so I can reference back. But I didn't actually read the book to get the information. But the AI told me what book it got the information from, so I
Right.
can just reference this book like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And when I really don't know what the fucking book said.
Right.
So that's why it can be a gift and a curse. That's why I said even when I was looking up the pros and cons of Buddhism, that's why I'm like, damn, I got to look at. I want to see the site they got this information because it's like a study. Like, so I want to see what all it fully said about the cons of Buddhism, and it's like four different sites they got it off of. But that was the AI overview I was reading, and they got five pros and cons, but cited from four different places. So that's four different articles I'm gonna end up going to read through to see what they said on the extensive level and who wrote it. And that's one thing on here. AI usually give you credible sources, so that is a good thing. Like every time I go back and check the references, usually from I think I found like three sources that wasn't credible.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, but the other three sources, I mean, all the other sources were credible.
The in the AI music thing, I'm not so very fond on that because I just don't give me something real. Don't to me that's
Mhm.
kind of fake. I don't want nothing that a computer then came up with. It's taken away from how music used to be.
Mhm. The 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 artistry of it.
Yeah. And
I was
that's why
listening to
that's
this
why now
one.
today we got all these artists that like sound the same. This just people are not unique
Hmm.
anymore. You know, it. If you look at all the old artists, that was just something that especially like in our community, that was something just we look forward to, and just the the uniqueness of it, the creativity, the hooks, all of that came with it, the style, that was just something we look forward to. Now you just got a computer just spitting out like what? Nah. Or everybody sounding the same. Y'all can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Everybody sounding the same and y'all just spitting out the same lyrics everybody else got. They come from a
I
computer, I
think
guess.
I forgot that drummer dude that looked like Will Ferrell. I forgot his name, but he a drummer, and he was listening to this AI made beat, and he was like listening to this drum pattern. He said, "There's no way that a human being can create this drum pattern," and he was like, "This shit ain't fair because it ain't real." He said, "There's no way a human being can create that drum pattern." He said, "Only a computer can do it," and he was like, "That it's not real music. It's something simulated, like something artificially created." He was like, that takes the essence out of music because it can't. He said it's some things that highly skilled players, like people can do, but
Mhm.
that gives people the desire to do and get better. He said, but that's what I just heard is not accomplished yet. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up, bro. Like, can you imagine that you've been working your whole life to be the best at something, then the computer just come on and shit on you? That's
Right. That's
God damn
crazy,
it.
right?
Lowers your mind. But that's
That's
the age we're going in.
yeah, it's taking the creativity and stopping you from thinking.
This is how I know like human beings are fucked up, and most people just end up playing God and not experiencing God. They just want to play God. When they start making like AI sex dolls, like what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like,
They have
you know,
those.
yeah, man, they got robotic sex dolls.
Oh, I know why they doing it.
That shit weird, bro. That shit is weird.
That is weird.
I mean, it was weird when they just had the regular sex dolls, but now you making like AI sex, like no,
I mean, I kind of know why they're doing that, you know.
on 69 God, freaky ass on 69 God, ain't run for your life. Say, oh, me, oh. Yeah,
Isn't he
that's they
supposed
on
to be
that shit.
performing at the what you calling? Is it the Super Bowl? No, that's somebody else.
Bad Bunny, they got some fun. Like, they went crazy. I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck Bad Bunny is.
I know. I'm
I
just
thought he was a
like,
wrestler or something. I know he was on wrestling before. They're like, Bad Bunny. See, it's 3 o'clock. God damn it. I wish it was the weekend. I'll be on this one all night.
my bad. We were
They,
just up here.
no, the motherfuckers go. Look at realist. I had them 5'6" bold white dudes having like 3, 4 robotic girlfriends and shit. Like I'm a pimp.
What can you do with an
Mhm.
AI
Man,
sex?
some freaky ass shit. Whatever you imagine. They probably turn the head backwards on a doll. Like you know some crazy shit, man. I don't know, man. People
I
wild,
guess
but
because it's kind of like almost like a video game, then, right?
man, no, you look. I be on up and down TikTok. Man, it'd be peak. They got like a. I'm gonna say if next time I find one, I'm gonna send it to you. Like they got this VR. You know that the VR headset.
Yeah.
Do you know they got like sex games or whatever? And people be walking in on people playing that shit. I'm looking like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, how you gonna have virtual sex with something that ain't there? Like they really be into it, humping on the beds, on the walls and shit. I'd be like, these people weird as fuck, bro. I ain't about to do no shit like that. I might play the little shooting game or something like that, like the bowling. But these, no, they got like sex games like that, like the VR thing, the headset, and you acting shit out. And it was so fucked up because this lady walked in on her husband and he was on his knees, like head going back and forth. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "Oh
What?
shit!" I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that shit. Wow. Hold on, did I save that one? I think I did because I was gonna put it on this show. I want to create this show. I'll probably do it next year called Wild, Weird, or Wicked, and like play videos and then have the people in the chat vote if it was wild, weird, or wicked. I want to do that. I'm just trying to see how to set it up.
That'll be a whole nother problem too. Women get mad at their husbands and spouses and stuff.
Have an AI thing.
Yeah. It's a whole nother issue.
They get wearable tech to stimulate.
Dang, I'm gonna start
What the
going
fuck?
live. I made pretty little good money yesterday going live.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Your lives be busy. And if you like, you know, like
20
right now,
bucks, dude. Huh?
your views though. And but you ain't even count, bro. Somebody was cashing you out with the gifts. You was getting gifts.
I was getting gifts. I don't even know how much that stuff
Nigga,
is. I don't know what that stuff is.
it add up. Give it a day or two, then go in your studio and you can see what it add up to. It's like Bigo. How it is on Bigo. Similar to that. But now yo like if you pay for StreamYard, like right now I got the regular live and I'm on vertical live. So it counts as two live. So I'm live vertical and regular.
Oh, really?
You know? So you know how some people don't like the vertical live, so they can go to the regular live.
Yeah. So it does it both
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah. So you can get views from every like so after I end the show, I usually get more views from the vertical aspect than the regular one. But you getting views from both. So I mean there's just more exposure.
Mm,
But yeah,
okay.
your lives be lit. I'll come over there and talk shit with you when you go live.
Yeah. We'll have to do it. We're gonna get on that split screen.
As long as you
We
get on
can get on
that
there cause
numerology again.
huh?
I want you to get on that numerology again. That should be hitting, right?
I know. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I need to go back to, doing what I was doing. What's the highest for like the CPM? Like how much you can get paid or whatever. What's the highest on
$94 a
YouTube?
stream.
Huh?
I don't know the highest on YouTube. Um, but like I think it depends on what kind of content you make. But like when I look at
Yeah.
mine,
What
like
is
I get
yours?
$94 1K views. They pay out for every 1,000 views I get $94.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It
Dang,
might have
that's a
changed.
lot.
Let me look now. Hold on. Where is it?
Yeah, but I just look on that live I did yesterday. I think that was like we hit like I made like $40. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
wow.
man. See you. That's why I say you have like live, like you do uploads, but I think like everybody got different niches. Like my channel, I do better with shorts, honestly. Out of everything on my channel, I do better with shorts. I get more views for short. Um,
I'm
like
gonna start doing more shorts too.
your channel, like you get paid off a lot of it though. Like people like coming and talking to you and shit. So I mean, like you can do it big for streaming. You have the potential to be a big streamer. I don't. I kind of like. I think I would do better with videos. Like, I get this concept, 9 minutes of knowledge or knowledge in 9 minutes, or I'm gonna just make videos of whatever I want, and keep it like within 9 minutes. But that's how I'm gonna market it. But I think I do better doing shit like that, like making videos, than live streaming. Like live streaming is cool. Like if I get the bells and whistles and create a show, I can do better because when I had it more prompted, like as far as entertainment, like doing the show, playing the drops and doing all that shit, that I did better. But when I started doing like what I actually wanted to do, then my numbers dropped. So, but you can just go on there and talk. You can just go on there and talk about life. I mean, you don't even really have to have a subject. But if you did, like if you had guests and shit, like, so man, you would rock that shit. You would
Yeah,
rock that shit. I'm telling you.
I
And
like stuff
your
like that
channel.
too.
Mhm. And for some reason, that I think that's where what algorithm your channel is in too. Like you do views on the videos, but you do numbers on the live. Like if you was consistently going, or at least had a schedule to go live, I guarantee you your crowd, because I mean, you'd be putting 60, 70 people in the chat, easy. Like you'll fire a live up, you had 60, 70 people in it. And, I mean, the lowest I seen yours drop was in the teens. I ain't never really seen you drop in the single digits.
And I ain't been in
And you.
I ain't been on here in a minute though too, you know.
Mhm. So I mean, if you can really build an audience because people just like coming in and talking to you. I can't get maybe if I came on camera, people will come in and talk to me, but I don't really want to talk to everybody first. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta get over that. You want to talk to everybody first. I'm like,
Yeah,
how you gonna be a streamer and you don't want to talk to everybody? I'm like, I don't know. I'll be like, I'm straight. There's be some crazy ass people, but I always have like some craziest people want to come in and just say some crazy shit.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, dang. Last night, I'm like, just think about if I was always streaming.
Mhm. You was
But
just on
yeah,
there talking. Imagine if you actually,
had some
oh,
information, right?
mhm. Or even the show, just having a guest on there about something.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would be a dog ass interview because you ask like you ask insightful questions. Like the questions you ask have people delineate a lot. So
Yeah. I think I want to talk about what in my live yesterday with my friend.
mm. He was like, y'all be shitting in the room. I was like, God damn, bro.
They do.
Uh,
He hate when I say that.
uh,
He hate when I say that. But they do. They got signs up. I ain't trying to be funny, but if you claim y'all the smartest, right? Then why are y'all over here? Why y'all
'cause they
electricity
smart.
done? Why y'all ain't figured out how to keep the electricity on?
That's what make them. That's what make them the smartest. They get the fuck out of there. That's what make them smart.
I'm just saying you got if you gonna say a statement, then it has to you have to say it and then you have to prove that. You just can't just be saying stuff just to say stuff and then when you look at your country it's something different. People are getting the hell out of there. Well, that's not true because if you smart like you say y'all are, then you would be building right there where you at.
calling them names who went over there. They brought their dick too. Like fuck this shit.
What?
What was bro? I forgot his name. Who went over to Africa to live for a while, and then they came back. Now they back in Texas.
They
Um,
couldn't do it.
I, what is it? I don't think they couldn't do it. I just,
Like
they
it's
said
like
they
living
moved
off
back
the
to Texas.
grid, huh?
What is his name? African living, African something. You introduced me to.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I know who you talking about. Yeah, they did come back. But oh, I mean, I think they kind of liked it there.
Mhm.
I thought they just came back cuz her fam or whatever. Man, I ain't seen them in a minute.
Boy, you almost got kicked in the head. I, I went outside, I opened the door, my son sitting there looking like a Chucky doll.
Oh
Well, you don't
man.
know who your daddy is? I react.
I was about to say, he lucky. He
Well,
up late.
yeah, he just woke up. He was knocked out. He had a little cold, so he was waking up coughing. He gave him some more medicine, some cough medicine.
All right, well let me get up. How many people
Yeah, I'm gonna put the little man. I appreciate you coming through. So let me know when you're free, man. You know, we'll do this again and again and again. This is fun.
for sure? Thank you for inviting me up. It's been a little minute here.
Man, always, anytime. Like I said, I want to come over there. And I don't know, man. Sometimes when we on your channel, we get real deep into like the metaphysics and stuff. Uh, yeah, I want to come back over there. That I was just, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
want to
It was
talk
like
about that.
it was two lives ago, and I was giving you a shout out, and I was like, man, I miss Tay because I really get in my bag when I had conversations with Tay. Like I really get in my bag. And then the next day, you popped up on there live. I was like, well, manifested
I think
it.
I'm supposed to start. I'm gonna start coming back because, you had said something to me. You was like, cause you said basically like another stream of income. Cause I was like, yeah, I make a little money on there, but I don't make no, just like a lot of money, whatever, on YouTube. And then you were just like, yeah, but still, anything help. Like that's another stream of income. And then I'm just looking like, I be going. That's the whole point. That was one of my little things is that I wanted to try to have multiple streams of income. So then when you said that, I'm like, yeah, I need to get on my little bag and stop like focusing on one thing. You know what I'm saying? I need to focus on several things. That way I can have money coming here, there, everywhere.
hmm And it's like, man, it's got so much potential. You see people become millionaires off of this shit. Not saying everybody go do it, but you don't know what you're capable of until you at least try. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
And I know the more effort, like 4 or 5 months ago, I was getting like $400-500 checks off there.
See, I ain't seen that
But
before.
I was putting a lot of time into it though. You know, a lot of time, a lot of effort. I was just doing shows, talking about topics that people was interested in. But you got that's work. You got to really look
It
and see
is
what
work.
people want. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, what do people want? You got to kind of cater to a crowd, for people to watch because people
Mm-hmm.
time is equivalent to money on here.
But you know what
Like,
I would think make your show interesting? If you had it like a show. Like where people would call
yeah.
this is just a thing that like getting people to call in and talk or just, to get up on the panel and
See,
talk.
that's like I'm talking to my wife. I think, um, like, because right now I'm not limited what I can do on my laptop, but it's like that's what I'm getting straight now. I got to get my studio together, and I think it's like the time slot too. Like if I can go like the afternoon or even in the morning. So my wife was like, and it's just like even trying to create a show, it takes me like 2 or 3 days now because my daughter, like when she was a baby, I had time to do it because she wasn't doing nothing but laying there and moving. And the more older she get, and then my son in school now, So I
They
do get
active.
time when he in school, but then after that, it's like I don't really have time. And then when I do get time, I be tired from dealing with them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then working too. I'm working too. So it's, and for me, like right now, it's time. Like I can come on here, hit a live, and talk. That's easy. It's not much effort I got to put into it. I don't. You remember how I used to edit all the time? I had drops and shit, and I'd be
Yeah.
editing, changing
Yeah, I
shit every
think that
couple
made
months.
it interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was all like people. It was always, something new coming. So it's like I
Yeah,
don't even
and
have
that
time to
was
do
a
that
lot of
no
people
more.
was coming in then too.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't even have time to do that no more.
But I
Like I
think
barely have.
if you just make it like, I don't know, will people come, cuz I feel like you real good at giving advice and stuff like that. And so if you make it to where people just come in and be able to just say certain things that's going on in their life, and then you give them the advice, and then they drop down, then the next person come up. Kind of something like that. That's what I see.
You gotta structure it like that. So, like I need a template. Maybe one day when you got time, we sit down and talk and help me structure it because I got an idea how to do it, but I don't know how to do it. Like I got an idea how to do it. Like I tried to do that. Like I drop the link. Y'all come up here. Come talk to the word. Put the title
Yeah.
up there. Open panel. I've been doing that, and people very rarely hit the panel.
Yeah, that's what I
You
would
know,
just say. That's just the only thing is like some people just it's just getting people to hit the panel. But I
but they
guess
have shows where people do that, and
they
they're doing
do.
something that I'm not, and that's what
And
I got to figure
what
out.
is
Like,
yeah, and we gotta
what
figure it
did
out.
they? Yeah, because I'm seeing like a finished product, but how did they? I got to go see how they started that. How did they get? Because I be going on here and it be people, and they don't be talking about really nothing. But they be having like 10 people on the panel, and I'm like, shit, how can I can't get like that? And like, I be talking about similar topics. Like it be like questioning, like I put something the other day. What was that show called? Well, I was talking about marriage. Like, is it a goal for men? Then the next day I did it. Is it a goal for women? Nobody came to hit the panel. But then I
Yeah.
see other people talking about is marriage right for 2025 and shit like that, and be a panel for the people. So it's something that they did to get their build their show like the way they did that I got to figure out. Um,
Or maybe like if
and
somebody chat in the comments, be like, hit the link, come up so we can talk about it. Like maybe
yeah,
kind of invite them up,
they
I guess, at first.
gotta get people to type in the chat. I'll be having problems with that. People interacting with even what I'm saying. Very few
What's up,
people really
Riaz?
interact. Riaz, what to do with the businesses? Like
Oh,
I have like even people interacting with it, the conversation. I have issues with that. Like I had low interaction, and sometimes like Gary said, you just explain shit too well sometimes. Like you don't leave room
opening.
for questions sometimes. And I'm like, bro, I just be talking. So I
I
mean, and
don't
then
know.
it's
I
just
kind of like
getting
that. I
new
guess people
people.
weird and they don't want to have intellectual conversations anymore. I don't know.
And then just getting in front of new people too. Just getting in front of, I ain't gonna say new people, just getting in front of more people. So like Commander suggested I hit other panels. Every time I try that though, it's like I just can't hit like any panel. Cause it's
Yeah,
like,
because people
what's the
be
point of me
weird.
hitting it? Yeah, it's like, it's hard to find uh channels talking about self improvement that's not based around Christian. That's what I've been running into. Like I be in panels and everything is about Christianity. Like when they be talking about self improvement, oh just leave it to God. Like hold on, but we was talking about self improvement. Now you're saying just leave it to God. Come on now. Like so I mean I just had difficulty finding spaces and then like I recognize echo chambers real quick and when I see that then it's like I'm not gonna flourish over or I ain't gonna be welcome over here because I might agree with some of the things you said, but I don't agree with all that bullshit. Like some of that shit is crazy.
But you do have a sense of humor too. You could use that because you got a little trolling like in you a little bit. So
Oh, I
Like
control
using
like a
that to
motherfucker
be
now.
entertain, but you entertain, but then you teaching at the same time.
Like I be on Gary channel tripping. I be having so much fun on G channel. I do
See,
that shit
that's what
on
I'm
your
saying,
channel
but you don't
too.
do that on your
Uh,
own. Sometimes you do.
if I got the interaction, I will. Like if people fucking with me in the chat or just interacting with me in the chat, I can. But just like I don't know, when I be on the panel by myself, I just be talking, man. And it's like I don't know, I don't think about it. I don't know. It's more like when I'm interacting. Like people usually bring that out of me, or I just be on petty mode. I came on here chirping one night. Commander and Gary came up here, like we came up here to save you. They was like, "Nah, just keep talking shit." And they was up here laughing. Like I don't know what the hell was wrong with me that day. I seen something that got triggered. Like this bullshit.
I
I know
like
what I
that when
said.
you do that. That should be funny. I'm telling you, it'd be funny. I be liking when you be trolling. It's
Yeah,
entertainment.
I be having fun, man.
But you don't be
I
going
be
too
having fun.
hard. But I say giving it a little bit of that, but then also teaching at the same time, because you control
Yeah,
and still teach.
the
But
trolling
yeah,
teacher. I'm gonna adopt that. I'm gonna adopt that persona, the trolling teacher.
yeah. But let me get up out of here.
I
Appreciate
appreciate
you.
you, man. I appreciate you, man. This was a dope live. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
have to
enjoyed it.
chop it up on the back end though about that.
Yeah, man. You help me structure that shit because I want to hit the ground running next year. I want to hit the ground. This is that'll be working on my fourth year on here, man. I'm trying to hit 50K. I should be able to hit 100K next year. I don't know what I'm
Hmm.
gonna do, but I'm gonna do something to hit 100K. What? I might have to talk about something I don't really want to talk about. But
We'll do it together because I'm back, so I'm trying to get back to in the flow. But all right, y'all have a good night.
you have a good one, man. Shout out to Tate Eats, y'all. Tate Eats, y'all. Hey, man, y'all know what I always say, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. But you know what I say, care about how you feel, leave the conversations to build nations. And if I said anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, man, that's all I got.
And do it for the nine.
What up, Nine?
Acknowledge me!